Fredrik, you've finally accepted full VTuberification, and you know how I know that?
How?
You have a Wiggly now.
Yeah,
You're
I have
one
a
of
Wiggly.
us.
If you have a Wiggly, you're one of us, bro.
I am become Wiggly, destroyer of self-respect.
They're cute. They're funny little
They are
guys.
very. I actually do really like them. They're really good. I remember seeing a bunch of people having Wigglies, and I'm like, sometimes I sort of feel like doing VTubing is like reliving certain aspects of elementary school.
High school? Yeah,
elementary school and high school.
I feel like I had started growing out of this in high school, but like they were in full force in elementary school. Like that desire to fit in, and
yeah.
And see, I see other people having a Wiggly.
Pencil?
It's like, I want the pencil. I'll never forget when I was in elementary school, I got a scooter as a gift, and I was like, but I don't want a scooter. I don't want a scooter. I want a Razor scooter, because that's what the cool kids have. Oh, here, move over to the left a little bit so people can see chat. Yeah. Get your Asa Bobassa over here. I have to be careful because I'm afraid I'm going to make some sort of doofy permutation of your name, and it's going to be a slur.
Like the one that's really common that everybody does all the time.
Exactly.
And I feel so bad because like European people are like, oh, that's so cute. You should be that. You should do that. You ever heard this? You ever heard this one before? And I'm like, I have. And unfortunately, I grew up in California, and I regret to inform you that is in fact a slur. But I love your energy.
I have said that twice on stream because my channel points are beans.
Yeah, no, I know. It's one that's like so specific to California and Arizona and New Mexico and Texas, right? So it's like,
yeah.
I don't blame a lot of people for not like knowing it or whatever, or people being like, oh, it would be so cute if you called your fans this, and I'm like, that would be really cute, but it's like the Chi-Chi.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, when I was a kid, I wanted to name a dog that. And then my mom had to inform me that that is apparently in Spanish, that is a slang term for titties.
Oh.
Right? So, I mean, still not a bad name for a dog, but...
No, it's a great name for a dog, just... there is, I mean, like, the German word for dude, right, is just Digger. Right? Like, digger. Like, it's... See, like... in its natural form, it's like whatever, right? And like it's even a normal word, like even like one of the best songs, what is it, like the best what is it electro swing songs, Lone Digger, right? Like nobody thinks twice about that name, right? But then you see someone refer to someone else like that, and it's like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's the intent. It's always the intent.
Right, yeah. Like, no. It's just unfortunate.
Unfortunate. Yeah, no, actually, you say that, but, and this is an even less known fact, and maybe playing my hand a little bit too much here, but... the word digger specifically is also a regional slur for the Nisenan tribe of like the Northern California area.
What?
Native American Nisenan
That's
tribe.
That's so specific.
It's very specific, and it's due. The only reason I know that is due to very specific circumstances in my life.
That is so. I feel like the more specific the group, the more specific the racist term becomes.
Oh yeah. Oh for sure. You got to be like ultra specific. Like racists are so detail oriented.
Right, like stop taking away words. Like I like words. No. I need those.
Like that's one of the funniest parts of Disco Elysium is how specific the racism is.
Yeah.
Where
God,
it's love. Like, oh no. You're like 30% this, so that means that you are referred to by this specific racial slur instead of this other one.
Yeah, I love Measurehead is like like he's so stupid that he's cute almost, right?
Yeah,
like,
no,
aw.
it's crazy.
Like you're so basic.
It's insane
You're so
to have a
basic.
conversation with that guy. It's crazy. And like it's so funny like you can just contradict him constantly and be like, "Oh, so you say that the Seminese race is the ideal race and the Seminine Islands is like the cradle of humanity and you've literally never been there before?" He's like, "I've been there in my dreams." And
in my dreams,
oh, yeah. Oh,
it's just
sure.
I love like it just keeps getting more insane.
Well, I know it gets worse. It only gets worse as you like internalize his racist ideology, right?
Yeah, I love it.
It's so funny.
It's so funny.
It's so funny, dude. We got another one, Fred. I got someone to play Disco Elysium. We got.
Oh my god. Okay. Who is it? Who is it?
Who is it? It's I don't know if you know them, but it's Octopimp.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they're a friend. They're a friend, but we got him. We got him, boys.
Okay. I bless.
All I had to do was play Quest 64. I know, Chai. I know. He hasn't played it. I know.
Wait, you have to play Quest 64? Isn't that like baby's first JRPG?
It's bad, bro. I played it last night.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that a bad game?
Genuinely, I don't think it would even be that bad if it weren't for the encounter rate. If they turned the encounter rate down by 40%, I genuinely think that it would be a good video game. Which is
right, because like the weakest part of that game is like its combat system, right?
Yes, for sure. So I mean, no, actually the thing is that the weakest part of it is that the only thing that it has is the combat system. The combat system isn't terrible. There's like some things about it that are kind of fun. It's like Parasite Eve's combat system, but worse.
Okay.
The biggest issue with it is the encounter rate is fucking crazy, and the amount of grinding that they require you to do is also fucking crazy.
Yeah, I can't stand grinding. I can do grinding in one circumstance, if like if I'm somehow contributing to a larger goal rather than just like my own self-interest. Like I'm fine doing Scrooping and Foxhole because I know that all of that stuff is getting used to like is getting shipped to the front line and used, and it's like someone's using this shit, right? Like that's cool. But like if I have to sit there in World of Warcraft and just kill the same mobs over and over, I won't. I don't know if I told you about this, my experience in World of Warcraft. God damn it. I tried playing, right? I like playing healer, and then I remember discovering Wailing Caverns all the way back in WoW Classic, and I just like I grinded the fuck out of Wailing Caverns because it was just fun, right? Like working with a bunch of people is just fun. And like I'm just having a blast, and then I out-leveled it, and they're like, all right, you can't do Wailing Caverns anymore because you're too high a level. And I'm like, wow, I just lost all impetus to play World of Warcraft because like I remember asking my friend, hey, so like I out-leveled Wailing Caverns, so like what's the next instance I can do? And he was like, oh yeah, you have to like level up 10 levels to get to the next one. And I'm like, wow, fuck that. And I just didn't touch it again ever. And I have no interest in it.
They did fix that like in subsequent updates and stuff. They made it so that you can basically just take a dungeon train all the way up to level cap if you are so inclined.
Okay.
But I mean, people are wrong. People are dumb, and they romanticize vanilla World of Warcraft or other games from that era. And they're like, it was so much better back then.
No.
And the harsh truth of it is that it was never good. You were just happier back then. You just knew less. You know, when Classic WoW was out, you were probably a teenager or a kid, right? Or a young adult and not world weary and so hyper connected by the internet that you knew every horrifying thing happening everywhere in the world all at once, right? And so you're romanticizing the way that you felt back then, and playing Classic WoW or old MMOs or old games from when you were a child. It just takes you back to that feeling instead of it actually being better, right?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think that a lot of people played games like World of Warcraft because they had an idea of what the game was going to be. And in hindsight, we can see what the game actually was. But the only kinds of games where you can really make it what you want it to be is like sandbox MMOs, right?
Yeah,
Like those are the kinds of games where you can be like, I'm going to do this, right? And you can't stop me. Like I think that's why Eve has captivated so many people for so long, is because they can, oh, I don't have my little fella. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Tank Facts, for the 300 bits. Yeah, I need to pull him out. Hold on. I'm gonna grab him.
Get your little boy, grab him by the face.
Oh God.
Squish him.
He's going squish. His name is Mochi.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
That's so
I like
saccharine.
him.
I'm gonna die.
Watch what I did. I have his head turn opposite the way that I go, so that I can
do this. Oh, that's so cute!
That's a great idea. I'm stealing that.
Isn't it? What I think everyone should do that. Please steal it.
Oh my god, that is absolutely adorable. That is so saccharine. I'm gonna throw up, Fred.
I need to I'm so okay.
Oh my
I feel like I'm torn in two different directions, right? Like I see streamers. I see streamers like Uki, and I see streamers like Mango, and I see a bunch of streamers. They're just like, they're so cute and they're so sweet and they make my heart warm, and I'm like, I wanna do that too. And then
I wanna be comfy.
I wanna be comfy, and then I have Kijit on, and we watch Porkin' Across America together, and it's wow, there is no world in which I am like a nice comfy streamer, is there?
I think that
I'm the problem streamer.
Possible to. I think that it's possible to do both, right?
You think so?
Like
Chris,
my friend,
like Chris,
I don't know if you know Olivia Monroe.
Yeah, Olivia Monroe.
She is a really good example of that, where she's so happy and nice and energetic and fun and friendly and approachable and normie, for lack of a better term. But she's also fucking crazy. She is crazy, wacky. She will say the most out-of-pocket shit you've ever heard in your entire life, and it's awesome. It's amazing. You can have it all, Fred. You can have it all. I'm telling you right now.
Don't fucking quote Porkin' Across America at me to tell me I can be a comfy streamer. You think you would slip that by me, bitch? You think you're gonna slide that under the table?
I can't say my favorite Porkin' Across America quote.
With the modern internet, we can have it all.
We can have it all.
I can Skype into my niece's funeral.
We can have it all. I can Skype into my niece's funeral. God, that's such a good. God, man, I forgot about that part. Like, I just blocked that part. Whenever I think about Porkin' Across America, I always think of like the first 2 or 3 episodes, and I'm like, yeah, this is great. Because the later ones is when it gets fucked up and scary and evil.
I watched the entire thing with Kijit a couple of days ago.
I'm glad that the virus is spreading.
Oh yeah, no, it's practically a rite of passage for being a guest on my stream at this point. I think I've shown it to, hold on, we watched it together, and then I showed it to Mike, and then I showed it to Kijit, and I think those are the only people I've shown it to. But like, I've been on other people's streams and shown it. I don't think
you're doing the Lord's work.
The way I put it to Kijit is that I am diminished for having watched Porkin' Across America. But I am glad, but I like what I've become.
Yeah, no, I'm worse, but I like this.
Yeah. Oh, whoops, I disabled the TTS. Hold on. I can do this.
I like that. I like the idea of being like, because like, if you recommend someone something that's really good, you'll be like, oh, this will like broaden your horizons, this will open your perspective, this is such a good thing, it'll change you for the better. But I want people to start recommending
in a quantum superposition between comfy streamer and goatsy.
Right. I feel. Oh, whoopsie daisy. Hold on, my tracking phone is getting low on battery. I can do this.
Oh no.
Okay, I fixed it. We're good now. Yeah, I know you had one earlier. Hold on, Tank Facts. You know what? I'll do it manually.
Manually.
Here.
And
Initiation
here, chat,
progress. The
we
Fat
have
Nut
Fredrik
Story,
Knudsen,
Froggy
Keeper of
200,
Knowledge and
Portrait
Patron Saint
Across
of Trivia
America,
Knowledge.
Wolfcock
Note
Collection.
that this week's
Is that how
schedule
it
contains
goes?
2
Yeah.
instances of TBD,
Okay.
which is
Good
now
to know.
colloquial shorthand for to be distracted.
I don't know if I've
This
seen
is
the
your Fred
Wolfcock
fact for the
collection
day.
yet. I
Tank
have
fact-
seen some of your furry art though.
Oh, what? Of Lauren?
Yeah.
Yeah. The baby. We appreciate him. He very well may not be gone. I have
Yay.
some ideas. I have plans. I got plans. Talk to me after stream. I have ideas.
Yeah, okay.
Tee.
T-E-X-E.
Uwu :3.
Woo, :3. :3C, bro. :3C. Get the little
You-
paw.
I did not know what the C was supposed to be for forever. I thought for a while I thought that the C was supposed to be a lower jaw.
TBD means
Really?
2 big dicks.
You thought he had a strong chin?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, do you remember that one ghost in Luigi's Mansion? Oh, whoops. Oh, also, by the way, I know that the internet sometimes is a little meh. I think I'll have that solved like by next stream.
Oh,
by
that's
the way,
fine.
like, yeah. But no, I used to think, what was it? Luigi's Mansion ghost bosses? Maybe if I look, yeah, bosses. Luigi's Mansion. Here we go. Portrait ghosts. Let me find them. I always Bogmire. That's what I always saw it as. Bogmire. Yeah. Let me show you. I'll share my screen. But this is always what I saw. Let me share my screen with you first.
Yeah. I get to see it first, chat, because I'm the guest.
You're special.
Thank you.
Is this the right one? Hold on. I want to make sure I've got the right one.
Yeah, the Luigi's Mansion ghost.
This one.
Mama Luigi.
This one. You see it? This is what I always thought, like, the 3C was supposed to be.
Yeah, I can see that. Like a little
whoops.
face.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah. It would make more sense if it was like an E though. If it was like :3 and then
:3E.
an uppercase E. Rawr. Oh wait,
Yeah.
no, not an emote. :3E. There we go. Rawr, 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 rawr. He's a little chewing mouth man. I think I see it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just like too early internet pilled, where I see :3 and that's the only thing I can ever extrapolate it as, right?
Yeah. I remember back when like AIM was a thing. There was there was a girl I had a crush on, and we started chatting on AIM, and she started doing XD, and I had no idea. I had no idea what XD was supposed to be. I was like, does it stand for something? Only long after like we stopped talking on AIM did I realize she was actually laughing at my jokes, and I'm like,
Oh my god. Oh no.
it's okay.
No,
I dodged
was
a.
so in, bro.
No, it's okay. It's okay because that was a dodged bullet.
Oh.
100%
Why?
dodged bullet. Have I told you about the vampire girl whose apartment smelled like rotting meat and BO?
Oh, is that her?
Yeah.
Oh no! You know what? Honestly though, like, I'm not gonna play my hand too much here, Fredrik, but
Yeah.
everybody
okay.
thinks they
Okay.
want to date the alternative goth vampire woman
No, you don't.
online that they have a massive crush on.
Nope.
Until they go to her apartment and smell
And
it.
smell it. Yep.
It's so real, dude.
Mhm.
Like, genuinely.
It
That
is.
that doesn't surprise me at all that that apartment smelled like that, honestly.
Oh, no, it should not be surprising. The reason that they like imagining things, right? Like the reason they like living in an imagined reality is because in that imagined reality, they don't have to shower to not stink.
I know. It's genuinely like, all right, this is a rule. This is a rule, chat, that you need to live by and that I live by as well. Never agree to date anyone online until you have met them in person, because what if they fucking stink? What if they smell bad?
Mm-hmm. That unironically, genuinely, yes. That is actually.
Yeah. You gotta get.
She's not kidding.
Pass the sniff test. They gotta pass the sniff test. Like in both, like, you know, sometimes people can be pretty different online from how they are in person. So you need to feel it out and make sure that vibes are still good and everything in person. And also the literal sniff test, in that they need to not be stinky.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stink good is different from the stink that I'm talking about. If you don't know what I mean, you have never experienced this stink.
You're fortunate. You are fortunate, man. In college, during my first year, I stayed at the dorms. And we had to use communal showers.
No.
And I would go into the shower. Always, by the way, if you're using communal showers, always wear like sandals. Like get sandals that are specifically for the shower.
Athlete's foot.
You are going to save yourself so much pain. I managed to dodge like so many like foot diseases by wearing them. Like I actually managed to get through that whole year without getting a single foot disease. Because I wore sandals. But I would go shower, and sometimes someone would get into the stall next to me and emit the most foul odor that you could imagine. And I was always of two minds whenever that happened. There was a part of me that was like, boy, I wish I didn't have to have this sensory experience right now while I am naked minus my feet. Could really go without that right now. On the other hand, I felt like maybe it's a good thing that this stench is being removed from the world, right? Like, at least they're fixing it.
True. That it is. It's if you were smelling something like that in the shower, it would be conflicting, because you would be like, again, what the fuck? But also, I mean, at least they're fixing it, right? Or trying to.
Right. Trying to. I mean, I like now in retrospect, right? I'm not even sure about that latter part, because you don't get to smell like that without it like that is a scent that is cultivated over time.
It
right?
Is,
like you develop it.
It has been fermented. It has been aged, right?
Yeah. Like not in a good way.
I don't get it.
And it's like, are you just...
People don't know how to wash their ass.
Yeah, well, it's just all of them, right? Okay, so I'm actually going to give you... I'm actually going to give... Yeah, right. I'm actually going to give you all a tip. And this may vary depending, like, from person to person. But when I shower, I get the key areas, right? Like, I used to have, like, pretty bad back knee. And then I started getting the key areas, right? I wash my hair every day because my hair is very fine and gets oily quick. Under the arms, between the legs, feet. And you do that, then like all of my skin problems went away, right? Like my skin was less dry, and that can be enough. No, if you sweat, you know, if you have like a rough day, maybe you want to wash, and you're dirty, you know, you want to wash your whole body, but like, like just those, right? And I think that a lot of dudes are just like, oh, you know, if the soap runs down my body, then it'll get to my feet.
No way. No way, bro. Ain't no damn way. You need to wash your legs and your feet in the shower.
You got to get
conceited effort to do that. You need to.
Yeah, you got it.
Concerted. Yeah.
You.
My bad.
And something I should stress.
Uh-huh.
Women can be just as disgusting as men.
Just as honestly, Fredrik, I would go so far as to say that women can be more disgusting than men.
That is true. The number of women who just like refuse to wash parts that should probably be washed regularly is wholly remarkable.
You can just wash it with water and it's fine.
Just that.
You don't need soap.
Yeah.
You don't need soap. Just water, just hot water is all you need, but you need to get in there.
Come on.
It's not just gonna take care of itself. You need to get in there.
The problem with women is the same problem that men have, is that they're human, and humans are frequently disgusting.
They're disgusting. So they're secreting all kinds of fluids and like liquid, like weird stuff. Smelly things, strange things. Oh man, it's hard. The human condition is hard. I don't want to be in this body anymore. I crave the cold certainty of steel, Fredrik.
You aspire to the.
I aspire.
Fuck, what was the line? I crave the strength and certainty of steel. I aspired to. Fuck. Damn it.
Something, yeah.
I know almost all of it. It's a great line.
From the moment I
understood the weakness of my flesh. It disgusted the purity of the blessed machine. Your kind cling to your flesh, as if it will not decay and fail you. Oh, Hina, did you ever play Mechanicus? Did you ever actually play it?
I really should. I should do a stream where I play Mechanicus.
Okay, it's good, but that studio actually released a new a new game a little while ago called Ixion, which I was obsessed with for a while. And the soundtrack, have I shown you the soundtrack? I can't remember. I might
maybe.
have.
I
kind of like went insane over it. I kind of went insane over it for a while.
Yeah, you definitely gushed about it.
I definitely gushed for like I was. Yeah. I still return to it sometimes to play it.
Yeah. The blessed machine, a shower.
I like. Why is Chai always here when I mention it too? Hi, Chai. How are you doing? It's good to see you. We appreciate Chai in this house. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hold on, I wanna. Okay, hold on. I wanna show you. Chai's comfy emote is so cute. Where is it?
I wanna see. I gotta see.
Comfy. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, that is so comfy with the blanket.
Isn't it
covering the eyes?
Yeah, it's so cute.
Oh,
I love it.
That's adorable. That's adorable.
I
love a good comfy emote.
I keep ending up like picking up on VTuber trends and certain emote styles and just cute things because I just end up liking them.
Yeah.
Right? Like Wiggly. The Wiggly is so cute, and the hug.
Wiggly.
Like my hug is so cute. Look at it. I'm hugging an owlet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that one. I know I've been seeing it. I've been seeing the updates to your emotes, and they are so fucking cute.
I love them. I love them.
I definitely think that certain trends become a thing for a good reason. Like man, it's a shame that like the sussy emotes, like the dumpy twerking Among Us emotes, Twitch cracked down on those so hard. I genuinely have no idea why they were like, nope, you're not allowed to have a funny little. It's too sexual to have an Among Us shaking its ass at you.
Yeah. Booty. All my booties. Okay, hold on.
All my fellas.
Is Cat leaving? Oh, goodbye, Cat.
Oh no.
I wasn't petting
Rebecca
you
or
enough.
Gabbro?
It's Gabbro, I believe.
Aw.
You gonna come back? If she comes back, I'll turn the camera on. I didn't have the camera set up for it.
Oh, baby.
They are so precious. I love them so much.
Yeah, but
If she comes back, if she comes back, I'll get her on stream.
Oh, you know what I'm actually really proud of is that I'm slowly growing a legion of woo yas. So far, me, Meat, and Tom have a woo ya emote.
Good. Oh, she's climbing down. I think she's gonna jump off, but you can see for just a second. Yeah. Okay, bye. There she goes. It's Gabbro. Although I had a moment last night with Rebec. Rebec was hanging out in her cat tower, and I go and pet her, and then she like keeps grabbing my hand and pulling it back to her, like her head and her neck, and it takes me a minute, but I figure out what she wants. She just wants me to cradle her head and her neck. So I just am cradling her. I'm not even petting. I'm just cradling her, and she's like purring like crazy and making biscuits. And then there's a moment where, like, for a moment that was frozen in time, she just looks me right in the eye. Like we look at each other in the eye, and then she slow blinks at me, and I slow blink back, and then she closes her eyes and curls up into the tightest cat morph ball you have ever seen. And oh my god, my heart melted.
That's so cute.
That's so
My heart
sweet.
melted. It's like, oh, I love cat.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you have these wonderful treasures in your life, Fred.
They are so precious. They're also gremlins. When they were very young, they stole a jelly donut, and now they go insane when they see bread.
Oh no,
They will
got a taste
tear.
for it.
Oh yeah, like meat. Okay, yeah, whatever. Bread, they freak out.
Oh yeah. Our cat also, I think, developed a taste for bread early on in their life, and now whenever they will go Fortnite crazy. We had to get a bread box, and if we don't have room in the bread box, we have to keep any bread that we have in the oven, or she will just start munching on it no matter what. It's hilarious. We've lost loaves, we've lost cakes, we've lost cream bread, we've lost so much to this little monster.
See, we figured out that, like, it's after that experience, it's specifically any bread with powdered sugar on it. If they see that, they freak out now. Like, it's specifically that. It's amazing. They don't even go that crazy for salami. Like,
And
that's what you're
cats can
supposed
have
to
a
like.
little salami
As a treat.
As a treat. They can have a little bit of salami as a treat.
JT,
That's what,
is that
like...
is that JT, the new model from Andre Morafhaver in my chat? Oh my god. Oh my god.
New Andre Morafhaver model Jay Twusky.
Jay Twusky. Have you seen it? Oh my god.
No,
It's so beautiful.
I like seeing.
Okay, I'll make it happen.
Twitter.com. Don't you mean X?
Tweet. I literally nobody calls it X. Okay, look.
Whoa!
Look at.
Whoa!
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Sheesh!
Yeah, look at this shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
This
fucking.
is fucking...
Okay, here. That was loud. Hee-hoo.
Yeah.
We're gonna mute it. But look at this. Andre also did the trailer. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's fucking wild. Look at.
Is it? No, January. So they debuted it. Yeah, they debuted.
Yeah, they
it
debuted
yesterday,
it just recently. Yeah.
This is
Absolutely
amazing.
gorgeous. Oh, JT's
is
voice is
fucking-
also heavenly. Can I like gush about JT for a second?
Yeah, please do.
Oh, sometimes it's heaven sent, then we head back to hell again. We kiss, then we make up on the way. I hang up, you call. We rise and we fall. We feel like just walking away. As our love advances, we take second chances. Though it's not fair to see, I still want you to say we're just ordinary people. We don't know which way to go.
It's not fair. How does one person get to be so beautiful?
I know, it's fucked up. It's so fun. There are genuinely people who I know in my life where it's like, what the fuck, man? How come you get to have everything? How come you get to be attractive? Like, I mean, I think you get to be attractive and fit and...
JG's also beautiful. Like just skin self, like flesh Sona is also just beautiful.
I know. So you got everything. You have the beautiful voice. You can fucking act. You're funny. You can sing. What the hell, man?
Yeah.
I'm just me. I'm just like a fucking weird person that secretes stuff all the time. I don't like that.
Yeah. It's like why do I have to be the secreter?
Yeah, why am I secreting and you get to be perfect and beautiful?
It's just like, oh yeah, like JT is like handsome and beautiful and sings and like wears the models so well, and I'm just like, I play strategy games.
I like to play. I like to play Warhammer 40K strategy.
I play chihuahuas. I pretend to be a funny aqua person.
I like playing me. I'm like I like Disco Elysium. Literally, dude, my roommate keeps sending me the freaking Dextero article, the hard drive article where it's like how to cut off your friend who won't stop talking about Disco Elysium. How to cut them out of your life, and I'm like, I know, I'm sorry.
No, don't worry, I get it. I won't shut the fuck up about Outer Wilds.
Oh yeah, no, it's true. Outer Wilds is also that genre of game where everyone is like, maybe I'll play it, whatever. And then as soon as they do play it and beat it, they're like, oh, I need to shill this to everyone. That's why everyone acts this way, right?
Like I think like Outer Wilds is worse because whenever you try to convince someone to play Outer Wilds, it's like, also while you're playing it, can I sit in the cuck chair?
Exactly. I am unable to experience this again. So I literally need to watch someone else who is you, who has never played it before, experience it for the first time.
2 years of
you don't understand, because like with Disco Elysium, you can at the very least you can replay it and
try new things,
recapture that feeling again, try new things. There's replay value. If you beat Outer Wilds, then you will never be able to experience it ever again. Which is honestly, I think that's something that's so like beautiful about it, where it's like you can't do that with like a movie or a TV show or whatever, right?
Right. Like 100%. It's like it is such a beautiful thing. Obra Dinn is similar. Similar, not quite the same. I feel like you could return to the return of the Obra Dinn, 5 years down the line and enjoy it. Oh yes, but Outer Wilds is in VR now. Like there's a VR mod. I think it's like No My VR or something. With my new rig, right? Like I'm not gonna have my rig for a little while again. But like once I have it again, right? I'd like to do some VR streams. I want a 3D model. I want a 3D model of my fella. I want to get in and in play. And Case of the Golden Idol. Yes. Okay, I need to do that too.
What's Case of the Golden Idol?
It is similar to the Return of the Obra Dinn. I also want to play Tunic. I want to play Tunic.
I was playing Guess the Game. I don't know if you've done that. GuessTheGame.io. It's like a daily thing where a new
I know about it.
Video game shows up and you have to try and guess what it is from screenshots. I had not heard about Tunic, but I heard about it from so many games on Guess the Game are ones that I was like, oh yeah, that seems like something really cool to check out. There are some games on GuessTheGame.io where it's literally like who who on the planet Earth has ever heard about this video game?
Right. I mean, like, they gotta have enough for the people who just, like, stream it for 6 hours a day, right?
Yeah, true. Right. There's like, oh yeah, who had ever heard of the game Neon White before, right?
Well, I mean, okay, that one actually is really popular, but
is it?
I think so. Yeah, it won a bunch of awards. Like, it's basically the speedrunning game where you use cards, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that my thing, my stats on Guess the Game are really good. Out of like 500 something days, I am able to guess like 82% of games correctly, which
That's
is
impressive.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's actually quite impressive, yeah.
But I'm ass mad because one of my friends out of 500 something games managed to guess 86% of them correctly.
Is it Mint?
No, it's not her.
It's not Mint.
But she
Okay.
also, I don't, honestly, Mint is not a gamer in the same way that I am. I don't know what her stats on Guess the Game are. I actually am really curious now.
Mint scares me because she's like, she's so
too
smart. Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
And she wants to be stupid. Oh my god.
She wants to be
She was
stupid.
doing VR the other night. She was doing VR that she was doing like a marathon stream thing, and she was doing VR the other night, and she was in like an Outer Wilds world, and she fell asleep in VR, and it was the cutest thing ever. She was so cute. She was like,
That's
you could
so
hear
sweet.
like little sleeping sounds and like snoring and everything, and she was like, slightly moving from side to side. It was genuinely one of the most adorable things I've ever seen in my
That's so
entire
precious.
life.
Oh,
So precious. Oh my god,
I
love her.
AELOZZ. Other than that attempt at figuring out TTS,
I love her
wishing you
so
luck
much,
with the
Rose.
streaming thing.
thank you, Nested Dreams. The 25 months. Ooh, I want to point out, by the way, revamped channel sub icons. We got them like not shit now. Like the thing is, like the icons were cool. The icons were cool, but they didn't read very well at such a small size. So they were supposed to be books that had these symbols on them, but they didn't read well. And so now we got them. We've got there is one. It goes up to 4 years right now. Like that's how many emotes. That's how many I've got. I think like only a few people have the 4 years because like I only streamed a tiny, like I tried to make it work, and and that was only to a small audience, and only a few people are still here from that time, right? Like Kennedy's still here, like maybe a few others, but most people came in after, so it'll take a while, or you'll have to peep Kennedy next time he's on.
Yeah, for me, I don't think I have anyone who has been subscribed to me since I started who is still subscribed. So like no one has the absolute maximum sub streak for me, except for myself, obviously.
Well, yeah.
But I do have a lot of people that are almost there. Like someone resubbed the other day for 36 months, which is fucking crazy.
God, yeah. Yeah, I've been doing it for a bit over 2 years now. Like the whole streaming in earnest, right?
Yeah. Streaming as kid named Ernest.
Yeah. The importance of being earnest.
Yeah, being John Malkovich, but being Ernest.
Oh no, that's an old play. That play is where the sentence to lose one parent is a tragedy, but to lose two looks like carelessness. That comes from an old play.
Ernest starts me when I'm Ernest. Me when I'm Ernest goes to Africa. When I'm Ernest goes to camp. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, the Roman numerals are meant to be pretty simple. And then they escalate into runes.
Oh, it's by Oscar Wilde. That explains.
It's Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde's great.
Oscar Wilde, famous gay icon. Oscar Wilde.
He out here Oscar Wilden.
Yeah, he go wild on my Oscar till I
Ernest.
till I become kid named Ernest. Kid named Finger.
Kid named Finger.
Yeah, kid named Finger. Kid named Finger. Today
How's that kid doing?
Have you seen the meme where it's like they're guys and they're like, the teacher's like, all right, kids, today we're gonna finger paint, and then it says kid named Finger. Right?
Oh, poor kid. Worse, kid named Paint.
Yeah, no, that's the joke though. Is that the original joke? It was like an earlier internet, like I think about
like they fucked
this
it up.
era of the internet all the time. I think about this era of the internet all the time, like back in the day when like it was just like it was dog shit. I don't know how else to describe it. But like everyone
Kid
was
named
mean
Finger.
and awful, and like the predominant thing in like memes and images that were shared online was like misogyny. Right? It was like,
right,
oh,
right.
Dumb bitch woman, get back in the kitchen and make me a sandwich was the predominant like
that
thing
was humor
that was being discussed. And or the other one where it's like I'm thinking back like 2009, like heyday, like 2008, 2007 to like 2011, I would say, maybe even a little after that, where like the predominant prevailing thing that people would talk about women was like, why do girls, like unironically, like why do girls only like assholes that treat them like shit and not nice guys like me? Or dumb bitch woman whore, get back in the kitchen and make me a sandwich or whatever. That was the only two dichotomies, and it's like it's perfect, it's beautiful, it's more life is more artistic like than intent could ever be, right? Because like that, it's so beautiful where those are the two ways that people behave, and it was probably the same person posting, creating, and sharing both of those images. Why don't women like me, followed by dumb bitch whore woman, get back in the kitchen where you belong, right?
Right. It's like, don't you know that this is like, and if you speak out against him, well, nowadays I feel like the counter, if you try to call them out on that, is you're you're what's destroying Western society.
Oh my god! Western society, and their profile picture is of a Roman statue, Roman marble statue. Oh my god, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I think
I'm destroying Western society. Good.
Dude, if I had the power to destroy Western society by sucking dick, I'd do it. Right?
I would
like
suck
I would do it.
A day if
I would be so powerful.
The fall of Western civilization, bro.
See, like at some point you start to wonder, right? Like, is there a way to ritualize the destruction of Western society? Like, if we situate 10 men in a pentagram shape, like at the points of a 5-pointed star, and they're all like sucking dick, could we like destroy Western society? Western society has got to be real fragile if it can't handle a little bit of dick sucking.
Like that's the irony. That's what makes it so funny, where people are like, "Oh, this is the fall of Western society," and it's like they're like, "Western society is so great, it's so perfect, it's amazing, it's the best thing to ever happen," and yet they think that the downfall of the thing, they think that the thing that's going to destroy it is people sucking and fucking each other. Dudes having sex with each other, eating ass, that sort of thing, right?
I love when they try to make comparisons, right? Like the Empire of Rome fell because they allowed things like this, and all I can think is, I don't know, man. I think it might be the fact that they pissed off all their neighbors and got invaded by all of them at once. That might be part of it.
That might have been a part of it.
I feel like that might be a slightly larger contributing factor. Is the fact that they were fighting on literally all sides of their empire at the same time.
But what if the Roman Empire fell because they were too busy sucking and fucking men to defend their outposts?
Well, that's just a great way to go.
Yeah. Right? Like, if you're gonna die anyways, you might as well, like, have a good time.
Like, if I went to Pompeii and saw someone, like, getting their dick sucked while the pyroclastic flow washed over them, I'd point to that and be like, I wish I was that guy.
Yeah, man.
Right?
I wish that were me, bro.
What a way to go.
Like, you could, That's something I try to push in life, is that there still seem to be people who think that like self-flagellation is noble. There are people who seem to think that like suffering is noble and makes them more profound or better than or intelligent or whatever. And I'm like, fuck no, man. Literally, like, the most enlightened and base thing you can do and the most like defiant thing you can do in the face of a cruel and uncaring world is to be happy and to
My dad once
still
said
find
that
joy
every
and
civilization
love
that
and
has
have
embraced
compassion for
homosexuality
people,
has fallen.
regardless
My brother
of,
in Christ,
you know,
every
how fucked up
civilization that
everything
doesn't
is,
currently
right?
exist has fallen.
Using Super Snack Bros message.
My dad once said that every civilization that has embraced homosexuality has fallen. My brother in Christ, every civilization that doesn't currently exist has fallen. True.
Right.
My brother
All
in
right.
Christ. None of them exist anymore except this one.
Yeah.
But it's weird.
We've been-
Crazy to think about, like, in the scope of human history, like, because all of them, if you think about it, like, they aren't gone. They're just different now, right? They don't, like, the Roman Empire as a physical institution is no longer a thing per se, but, like, it still lives on in, you know, like, modern day Italy and Greece and whatever.
Like, it.
So it's
things
like,
just keep going. I
yeah,
don't know,
it's
man.
just,
Things just keep going.
It's weird to have the idea of society or culture to be so, like, black and white as that. It doesn't make sense. It's not an idea that makes sense in the context of reality and the way that things actually work, right?
Right.
Where it's like the Roman Empire no longer exists, and it's like, yeah, but like the roots of it and the ideologies of it, and like it's different. It's just different now. People changed. Yeah. Why did Constantinople get the works? That's nobody's business but the Turks, man.
Also, sleeper cans like, you destroy Western society. What do you want in its place? See, I'm not talking so much about like wanting to replace it with something. I'm just saying if I had the power in my hands to destroy a society by like organizing some pentagonal dick sucking,
I would do it.
I would do it just for like the fact that I could, right? Like, like if I could destroy a society that easily. Oh my God! Have you seen? Oh, go ahead.
That's what Aleister Crowley literally tried to do. He literally tried to do that.
Yeah.
And you know what? I respect him for it. There's a lot of things I don't respect about Aleister Crowley, but that
I think
that
most
thing
things
that he did
I don't respect most things
things.
about Aleister Crowley.
But what I do respect is trying to bring about the fall of Western civilization by having butt sex.
Right, yeah. I feel like any society that can be destroyed by pentagonal butt sex probably deserves to be brought down. Like,
probably
this should be a
wasn't
test.
really doing great in the first
right.
place.
This should be a test where, like, if, like, okay, we set up a new society, right? Like, oh, okay, we have spent 50 years building up a new society from the ashes of the old society. You know what that means? It's time for the dick suck test.
It's time for the test.
Just gotta,
it's a
you gotta
litmus
test it.
test.
Exactly, right. It's like you build a building and then you have to like shake it in order to like make sure it's not gonna fall in an earthquake or
exactly.
Right, or like, you know, you're testing a new drug, you have to test it on animals first before you give it to humans. But the society, right? If you're gonna make sure that it's gonna like last and stay, you gotta give it the dick suck test.
You gotta see if men can have sex with each other in the hallowed halls of this society or if it will collapse.
Listen, every major society has managed to survive a little bit of dick sucking, at least a little bit, right?
I got a question for you, Fred.
Okay, what's up?
Do you think that Willy Wonka is gay or asexual?
Asexual, 100%. Nobody manages building a factory like that without diverting all of their attention to building that fucking like monument to capitalist tooth decay.
True. I mean,
Like,
but it was about whimsy.
Right, like nobody that whimsical has sex.
No one that whimsical could ever think about the concept of sex.
Right. Like he's too busy. Like I 100% do not believe for a second that he has that Willy Wonka has tried taking one of those candy canes and sounding himself with them. Like it hasn't even crossed his mind.
You couldn't. He would be disgusted. He would be offended if anyone even thought. He's like, "What are you doing? That's candy. You're supposed to eat it."
You know what? You know what? I think that I don't even think he would have a strong emotional reaction. He'd just move on immediately, right? Because like this is sex is a waste of time.
Yeah.
Right? Like sex is time not spent on cultivating his factory.
Anything that isn't candy is a waste of time to Willy Wonka.
Exactly. Like that's why he named him that's why he goes by Willy. Right? Like he's not thinking about dick. If he was thinking about penis like in any capacity, then he wouldn't be calling himself Willy with a straight face.
No way. I'm a little Wonka pilled right now. I know that the idea of a Willy Wonka prequel sounds exhausting, and don't get me wrong, the idea of it is, but it is actually a really genuinely just nice and sweet movie. It is very nice. And I mean, I'm a whore for musicals, so what can I say, right?
That's fair.
I was getting really mad at my chat last night because I kept playing musical music, and they were like, "This is bad. Why does anybody like this?" And I'm like, "You fucking bitch. You fucking pussy. You probably like Lin-Manuel Miranda musicals." You're like, "Oh yeah, it's just pop music in a movie. It's like a jukebox musical, but the songs are original." No, it's different. Musicals are different. Real musicals are different.
Yeah.
Bitch.
I'm not big on musicals, with one exception. Anything by Sondheim.
Sondheim?
Hear me out. All of Sondheim's musicals use the music to progress the story. I think that musicals sometimes fall into a trap that I don't like. I don't like musicals where the plot stops so that everyone can sing. I like it when the song has key important plot elements in it, because what I like about it is you have a musical moment that like heightens the tension, right? Like we're building up to a climax, right? Like we're building up to something big, and like this moment in the plot is so important that we have to sing it.
We have to,
right?
That's
like,
okay, Fred. Literally, that is exactly the difference between, in my opinion, what is a real musical and what is like a Lin-Manuel Miranda musical, right? Like Hamilton. Hamilton is not a good musical because that's what it does. It's I haven't seen it, so like I'm kind of being a bitch right now, but I also don't like Lin-Manuel Miranda, which is why I haven't seen it. But as far as I am aware, the thing about Hamilton is that it does that, where instead of the songs furthering the plot of the movie and like, you know, like showing character motivation and character development and depth and again, we need to have this crescendo where this part of the story is so emotional that it needs to be expressed through song. It is just the plot of the story, it just stops so that people can sing a pop song for, you know, X amount of time, right?
Right.
Which is not a thing that I am a fan of.
Yeah, I don't like Gilbert and Sullivan for this reason. Like, they chronically, they will have musical moments where it's like, it's just meant to be goofy, I think. Sometimes it is kind of funny, right? Then goodbye to your sisters and your cousins and your aunts, right? Like just an admiral that is just surrounded by his family at all times, and that's kind of funny, right? Like it's satirical, but it's very much of the time. Whereas I think of something like Sweeney Todd, and like that is like the moments are so intense. The musical moments are so intense.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, like, theater kids are genuinely schizophrenic in like a positive way, right? Which is why,
powerful.
like, they are. Which is why there is, like, people are like, why the fuck is there a musical stage play adaptation of Reanimator? That's the reason why.
That's
because
awesome.
Theater kids are fucking crazy is the reason why. And do you know the Riverdale lore?
No.
So the guy who is like the lead creative behind Riverdale, and now I think he's like the main creative behind all of Archie, right?
Okay.
His origin story is that in college, he wrote it was either a musical or a stage play about Archie. And the misconception is that it got like a cease and desist from the Archie company. The misconception is that it got a cease and desist because it made Archie gay. But the real reason why it got a cease and desist wasn't because it made Archie gay. It's because it shipped him with like a real life murderer. Right? It was like Archie is in gay love with a real life murderer.
Okay.
But then this guy, he went on from doing that to becoming the lead writer for Riverdale, which is the fucking the Archie show, right? And he also wrote an American Psycho musical that never actually got put into production on Broadway. But Archie has Riverdale, which is the Archie show, has a musical episode every season. And one of the musicals that they did was the American Psycho musical, which never actually went to production on Broadway.
Every so often, like once in a blue moon, someone who posts to fanfiction.net never changed, never grew out of it.
Never.
And
they make it.
I guess like what came before that, right? Like who posted to fanfiction sites?
Yeah. What was before AO3?
They never grew out of it. And a few of those people who never grew out of it got to live their dream.
No, I mean like imagine the power that you must feel to go from making gay Archie fan fiction musicals where you ship him with a real life murderer to being the key authority on all things Archie, right? The power. That would be like a Twitter Fujoshi getting to write the new season of fucking Trigun Stampede or whatever they're into these days.
Exactly.
That would be like the most schizophrenic Hitalia Fujoshi being the key creative behind Hitalia the musical. Right.
It's too much power for someone to have, right? Like I feel like this is approaching Ganon in Tears of the Kingdom and being like, "What's up, bro? Here, have a secret stone." And he's like, "Well, shit."
What? Well.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right.
What will I
do
with this unfathomable power?
Right. Like some people need to not get what they want.
Oh yeah, no. I agree. Some people need to be caged. And that's what I was saying. Because I was talking about it because Mari and I saw Wonka together, obviously.
Okay, yeah.
And we were talking about it, and she was saying like this is where the Lin-Manuel Miranda hate comes in, because she was like, oh yeah, someone sent me like the Skipper song, like the seagull song from the live action Little Mermaid musical, right? And she was listening. She said she was listening to it on stream, and she was like, I don't like this and I don't know why. And then she like scrolled down and saw
Let Warrior
that
Cats
it was
and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon AOV creators make Broadway musicals.
Like, oh, okay,
I guarantee you're going to get a few legendary pieces.
And that conversation sort of evolved into like, and then I told her about Riverdale. And everything. And I was like, bro, Riverdale, literally the Archie show, the Archie comics television show, has a fucking musical adaptation of Hedwig and the Angry Inch. And she was like, damn, bro. And I was like, yeah, Riverdale is what happens when theater kids are given free reign to do whatever they want about a property that they are extremely crazy about, right?
Right. And I think,
which is why theater kids need to be caged. That is all.
when someone is that obsessed with something, it's never for the core themes, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's always some sort of niche part of it.
It's
rather
always
than,
like some weird thing that their brain chemistry just reacts badly with.
Right, like Ken Penders wanted, like, he didn't want to make a Sonic story. He wanted to make like a big science fiction story, and he was given Sonic as his palette, and he was like, okay, here we fucking go, and like,
let's fucking go.
It's like unknowingly marrying a guy in defeat.
Oh, you gotta disclose that like at the door. If you're in
Right.
defeat, you gotta disclose that within, I would say, 5 dates.
That's gotta be there, yeah. Like they gotta know it's fine, but the other person has to know, because
Yeah, exactly, right? There's
And, like,
nothing wrong with it, but you gotta let your partner know what they're getting into.
Right. And then, like, I feel like Ken Penders was that, right? Like, he came in and he's like, oh yeah, I'm a comic writer. Yeah, I'm a comic writer. But he fucking Trojan horsed his way into writing the Sonic comics, and he ended up creating this like sprawling science fiction narrative that just like did not work. He clearly wanted to be writing something else, but I think he's also brain rotted in the way that like he grew up on Saturday morning cartoons and never graduated from them. And so it's the only medium he knew was children's media. And so that was how that's how he had to tell his science fiction story.
You know what else I've been into recently, which kind of goes into this a little bit? Have you ever read or watched Pluto?
I literally just watched the first 2 episodes immediately, like before stream with Mary.
Hate is fine, but
So
Hamilton
good.
is literally
What's
the
this?
kind of musical that he
Dude,
likes.
I love it.
Every
I love
song
Pluto.
advances
Hold on,
the
hold
plot
on.
and heightens the tension
Mary's
and
actually
emotion.
the reason why I
it's
watched
easy
it
to
too,
hate
in
Cause of
fact.
Lynn, but it's actually very good.
Ozymandias is
I-
saying you'd like Hamilton.
I would like Hamilton.
Oh, Ozymitis. Ozymitis is saying you'd
Lin-Manuel
like
Hate
Hamilton.
is fine, but Hamilton is the kind of musical that Hina likes, advances the plot, and heightens the tension. It's easy to hate it because Lin-Manuel, but it's actually good. Okay, Ozzy, I trust you. I can hate Lin-Manuel Miranda, but I will excuse Hamilton. I will excuse Hamilton. I just assume you know what? I am willing to admit I was wrong. I assumed that it would be bad because Lin-Manuel Miranda made it, and I was wrong for judging a book by its cover.
I think it's
right.
I think it's fair because like a lot of the popular musicals are that way.
A lot of so that's not even not even popular musicals, because like stage productions typically know their audience. They make musicals that theater kids want to see. Like popular movie musicals are like that, you know, like The Greatest Show, and you know, Encanto, which is, guess what, also, you know, the music is done by Lin-Manuel Miranda. What a shocker. You know, and there's nothing wrong with liking a little bit of trash every now and again, right? There's nothing wrong with liking a little bit of garbage. He's pretty cringe as a guy, so what has he done? What has he done? I had a friend recently, and they were like, have you seen the Lin-Manuel Miranda fuckboy face? And I'm like, what the fuck do any of those words mean in that context when put in a sentence together like that? And then they sent me the worst image I've ever seen in my entire life.
That is so specific. Like,
yeah, let me see if I can find it.
I don't know what any of those words mean, and I also don't know what they mean together.
Yep, one of those things you gotta disclose within 5 days. If she doesn't want to share my big booby documakura with me, she's not the one.
Here is the image to which I am referring.
Okay, let me see this.
No, you have been warned. He concluded a Twitter thread showing different crews that helped on Hamilton by posting a selfie in which he is biting his lip. He posted another lip bite selfie on the 13th, like a month and a day later. These are the only 2 images of this.
Why does he look like...
I don't know.
Why does he look like... Okay, hear me out. It's the nostalgia critic if done by the people who made Wallace and Gromit. Here, I'm going to show you what I mean. Because I'm completely right.
I think that I get it. I think that I understand what you're saying to me right now.
Look, everyone. Here,
everyone, look at him. Look
I'll
at
show you.
Miranda.
It is the nostalgia critic. It is Doug Walker as imagined by the people who made Wallace and Gromit.
I think I get it. I think that image is forming in my head, and it connects with this one spiritually, right?
Get that out of here. Get this the fuck out of here.
Archman Animation presents the nostalgia critic. That would go hard. I really wish that the new Quentin Tarantino movie was actually about the nostalgia critic.
Please, I want a disaster artist style film about the nostalgia critic and Channel Awesome.
It would genuinely be extremely interesting. It would genuinely be really good.
Who would you cast? No, it's okay. Who would you? Oh, it's a Bradley.
It's a Bradley.
Also, hi, Arthur Abbott.
Spoonie.
Did you see Ethel and Yan's new puppy?
No.
Oh my God! You have to see him. His name is Saikino.
Oh, baby.
I gotta. Let me get you the picture. Hold on.
Okay, question. In the disaster artist style movie about Channel Awesome, who would play Doug Walker? It would have to be like
that's a tall order.
Get like Timothy Chalamet or something.
No way. No way. They have to be bald, or at least bald passing.
Bald passing.
They have to be bald passing.
Okay.
Right?
That's fair. Oh, the
so
Eeper.
Cute.
The Eeper. The Eeper. Oh.
Aaron Paul. It would
Aaron
be
Paul.
you, Fred.
It would be
Fred
me,
is not bald passing.
I also can't grow a goatee. I can't grow a nice full goatee.
Oh, shit.
It would be a disappointing goatee.
Bruce Willis. How would you feel if I was bald for a day?
If I was bald for
every day.
If I was bald for a day, I would be so powerful. You have no idea. Like I would get so much. I would get so many construction projects done because I wouldn't be worried about my hair falling in my face. I wear my hair the way I do in the same way that that fucking the one character from Naruto wears like leg weights.
Yeah, Rock Lee, exactly.
Rock Lee, there you go.
You would be Rock Lee taking the leg weights off versus Gaara, which means that you would still lose in the end.
Exactly. But
you'd still lose in the end, but everyone would consider it'd be cool and everyone would consider it bullshit.
Like didn't Gaara literally have like a fucking demon in him?
Yeah, he cheated.
He basically cheated. Like that's basically cheating. It's like
no.
Yeah, it's like buying the fucking Nimbus 2000. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Harry Potter. Harry Potter's a fraud.
Molding. If they're
Harry
enjoying
Potter,
playing
you're
the
not
part,
actually
then they are
talented.
not a good fit.
You just had a better broom than everybody else because of nepotism. Bitch.
Right.
Everyone wants to be the magical chosen kid. You ever watched Baby Cakes / China, Illinois?
No.
Oh, baby. Honestly, I would say that Baby Cakes is way ahead of its time. Hold on.
Okay.
China, Illinois is way ahead of its time. Baby Cakes, Wizards. I think about this video all the time.
Okay.
Because
I'm ready to be spaghetti bobbed.
There you go. You're getting a little spaghetti bobbed right now. It's
as a tweet.
Just as a little bit of a treat. Oh, I love this video.
Okay. Hopefully this won't break. This won't break stream. Sorry guys, I'm fixing it for next stream.
Yeah, I'll have a big lady-sized mocha.
All right.
I see you like magic.
Yep.
I guess you know that God was a wizard from space, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Out of his many brains came the God babies, the regulars, the settings, the animals, and the food. You know, the little gods are still going around in wizard form.
Right.
There are the ditch wizards, rich wizards, the matter mixers, the black hatters, and the water witches.
Right.
The water
And there is
witches.
always some poor kid who has a sucky life, but then he's visited by someone from a hidden world of awesomeness who explains to the kid that the kid is the chosen kid and everyone is waiting for him to fight and to win and to accept treasure.
Oh, that was the
and
Dark
to
Crystal.
accept love and to rule the hidden world of awesomeness like the handsome little asshole that he is.
I'm waiting.
Oh,
I'm
Booty.
waiting
That's-
for that guy.
Okay, look. In defense of the Gelflings, they legitimately, like, that was more than prophecy, right? Like, they fucking went hard. Right?
Yeah,
like
the Dark Crystal.
those Gelflings from start to finish were just like shitty little raisins, right? Like
yeah.
like they weren't they didn't gain a power. Their power was they sucked, right? But they made it work anyway. So I'm
the
actually going to
hobbits.
I'm going to defend the Gelflings.
Yeah,
All the time, right?
Right.
I
Right.
guess every one of us.
Wait, what's that? God sauce, $1,100. Purse oil, $11. Grimpen for 9.
Skronks.
This is so Erndil core, and I can't explain what that means. But
No, I get it. I get the
Skronks,
vibe of it.
Plorks, Nurse Snorks.
Teen wolf cookie.
Gr-
Chili
gr-
dog pile for $3.
Ah, thank goodness. Panty fleas. Yeah, that's speaking of hygiene from earlier. Don't like that.
I guess every one of us is just hoping to turn out to be one of those forgotten chosen ones, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah?
You know about
Wait, was she using the broom in the...
Yeah.
Yes.
What's she doing? What is
making
she
the drink.
doing? Let her
That's how you do
cook.
it at Starbucks.
Let her cook.
Let her
Oh
cook.
man, you know about spells?
Yeah.
There are so many. There's the hand to foot spell, embaldment, eye contact.
Face to foot style. How'd you like it? Okay, no, there's a competitive Total Warhammer 3 like tournament organizer and caster who whenever someone's strategy to fight enemy missile fire, you know, like arrows, is to just run at them and just eat it and hope it's okay, he calls that face to foot style. Where you
That's so funny.
you just let
I have a
yourself get
question.
kicked and hopefully it'll be okay. What's up?
Was this caster also like a fighting game FGC caster?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, because they could be referencing Dive Kick, because I'm pretty sure there's a character who says the exact same thing in Dive
no,
Kick.
it's a Kung Pao reference.
Oh, okay, so then
Yeah.
Dive Kick is referencing Kung Pao.
It is, yeah. Face to foot style. How'd you like
Face
it? How about my nuts to your fist style?
That tracks. You know, given everything that I know about the people who made Dive Kick, you know what that tracks.
Oh yeah. You what there I love. Have you seen Wimp Low? Hold on, let me I'm going to show
maybe?
you. It is one of the funniest gags in a
it's been a
in a movie.
hot minute
Hold on.
since I've seen Kung Pao.
Here we go.
Now we'll learn who's the best. Face to foot style. How'd you like it? Oh yeah, try my nuts to your fist style. Who's laughing now? Please stop. Wimplo sucks as a fighter. A child could beat him. Got you now. Yay! Hi, why? Why?
I'm bleeding, making me the victor.
I must apologize for Wimplo. He is an idiot. We have purposely trained him wrong, as a joke.
I love that bit so much.
So good. I love that bit too.
We have purposefully trained him wrong as a joke.
As a joke. It's a timeless movie.
I can't believe it's the same people who made the Thumb movies.
I know.
It's the same people.
It's fucking crazy. I must apologize. We purposefully trained him wrong as a joke.
As a joke.
It's such a good bit. It's such a good bit.
It is one of the funniest jokes I've ever heard, and that's like there's no punchline.
Yeah, exactly. It's like all of it. It's like the setup, it's the stupid fight, and then the payoff is just the guy being like, "Oh, apologies."
He's an idiot.
We trained him wrong as a joke.
Fuck.
That's a lot of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts.
It's been years since I've seen Kung Pao, but every time I think about it, I think about that one scene. That's a lot of nuts, where the guy's just screaming really loud, and there's like Pringles in the background. That's a lot of nuts.
He's heading your way.
He's heading your way! Screaming super loud the whole time. He's heading your way! Like he's trying to be covered.
He just left with nuts.
That'll be $4, baby! You want fries with that? He just left with nuts.
With nuts. Oh, fuck. Oh.
Involvement, eye contact, TV is a spell, love
ripe
is a...
Was he just drinking ripe ass?
Have you heard of Josh? He's drinking the Josh.
TV is a spell, love is a spell. Some spells call for strange ingredients, and even stranger, confusing actions.
I am a great magician. Your clothes are red.
And all the magical weapons.
Your clothes are red.
Honky muffs and spirit crumplers, atom smashers, fuck up boots, murder hats, and baby givers. Yeah, I know that sometimes actors behave like witches and wear wizard costumes, but the same can be said of real witches and wizards, right?
Right.
These days, the real ones have to go around wearing bald wigs.
There's a lot of ass in this.
And they have to live normal seeming, fake-ass little lives. And you know, the best disguise is old and ugly.
Right.
Unless you are already old and ugly, then you just act British.
Right.
But then around, to quote a Bible, the water monster is right, Catman. They are among us. I mean, I know that magic is unbelievable, but so is nothingness and clones. And we all know that clones and nothingness are everywhere, right?
Right.
The clones keep
you.
multiplying.
Well, here you go. Have a nice day.
I love you.
Right.
I love you.
Oh, right.
Yeah, okay.
It's me as fuck. Basically, the whole show, China, Illinois, is like this. It's Adult Swim core high people content.
I 100%. I believe
really
you.
Into it. Yeah. It was ahead of its time.
I feel like that a show with a scene or no, like a series like that can only ever be like that and only like that, right?
Yeah.
Like,
no.
When it looks like that. That is what it is, right?
Sometimes what you see is exactly what you get.
Right. It has a... I feel like... You know what? Oh, fuck it. It's Delicate Steve, right? Like, Delicate Steve is sort of an evolved version of that. You know Delicate Steve, right? Sorry.
No, I don't know if I've heard of it before.
Okay, hold on. Okay, we're sharing. We're sharing now.
I would love to. Yeah, Xavier Renegade Angel is the same type of shit as like China, Illinois. Oh, yeah, no, actually, I have seen this before.
Yeah,
I've seen
you know this.
this
you know this.
video specifically
yeah,
before.
Scooby Snacks.
Because one of my fucking...
It's just in a small pocket. I guess it's just gonna be the two of us. We seriously lucked out with good weather this week.
One of my viewers keep sending it to me. There he is. It's so...
Here we go. On it.
Yeah.
This. If I have it on record, if Chai ever handed me a pipe in this manner, I take it. I don't even smoke, but like,
Yeah, you would take it.
If I did, I'd take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this.
Sire.
Sire.
So funny.
This is exactly the way that high people who smoke weed love to live life and think. You know?
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like
it's a wonderful thing to be beholden to, you know?
I think
I
think that no matter your capacity or your focus, spending time thinking is never wasted unless it is overthinking about action.
Dude, Aunt Fred, I could not agree more. It is so frustrating sometimes dealing with people who are just like, I can't make a decision about anything. Just do it. Just do it. Literally, if you are so in your head about taking action that you never end up actually doing anything, that is so silly. It is such a silly thing to me.
I think so. I'm convinced that if you take enough time to plan something, then you can make sure that it goes off without a hitch. I believe that if you put the time and focus into preparing for something, you can plan for every possible angle, right? Even like the edge cases. The question is whether or not it's worth your time. Like that.
True.
Because it's less about making sure that everything goes perfectly, and it's more about making sure that your time is spent effectively. Like at some point there is an intersection where you get as you prepare for something, you get diminishing returns on its actuation. And so you have to figure out where the diminishing returns are no longer worth it. And that's I think a lot of people never want to make a mistake and never want something to go wrong. They want everything to go just right. I'm one of those people, right? I want to make sure everything is just right before I go into it. But then there are times where figuring it out on the job is just faster.
True. That's so true. I think that there are people, in my opinion, I would rather just if anything, I err on the side of being too hasty with things sometimes. But genuinely, I think that it's a better thing to do something and have it not turn out the way that you want it to, and have it be a little fucked up, so that the next time you can try it again. You can pick it back up, try it again, and do it better again, right? Instead of I see it a lot with VTubers and I guess streaming or getting into content creation in general, where people are like, oh, but what if my VTuber model concept isn't perfect? What if I don't know how to stream? What if I don't know how to stream? What if the video doesn't turn out exactly the way that I want it to?
Right.
You know, it has to be exactly perfect or whatever.
Right.
Right. And I get it, where it's you want it to be the best that it can possibly be, but also it's if you don't just put it out there, then what are you, because I've had a lot of people talk to me about oh, well, I can't release this book yet because it has to be perfect. It has to be exactly the way that I see it in my head. And it's that's kind of silly. Why don't you release the book? If you end up not happy with it, instead of going back and deliberating over it and editing it and changing it until it fits your perfect idea of what the book was supposed to be in your head, why don't you just write something else? Why don't you write another story and just keep going and creating and doing things, instead of, spending your entire life never releasing a book, right?
Right. I think I see it I think a good example of this is archaeology. Let's say you go out to an archaeological field and like tons of amazing fossils. You can dig up a bone and analyze it to hell. Or like you can figure out how long you'll be able to like get interesting information out of this bone before moving on to the next one, right? Like
exactly. Yes. Yes.
I think that approaching creative endeavors or any sort of endeavor should be approached in a similar way to mining. So, for example, gold, right? Like all of the easy gold on Earth has already been taken. And now when we mine gold, we have to go deeper. We have to work harder. At what point is it worth going after more gold? And at what point is it worth reconstituting what we already have? I think that creative endeavors are the same way. You can refine and refine and refine something that you're going to create, but at what point is it better to just get it out the door and move on to something new? Like
exactly.
What is like? Yeah. I think that even though it's not a one-to-one, similar assessments can be done on creative work. Now,
again, it isn't one-to-one, but the vibe is the same.
Yeah, you can approach it in the same way, right? You have to learn, as a creative, you learn to notice diminishing returns. At what point is it no longer worth it to keep polishing this piece? And at what point is it worth your time to just move on to something else? And I mean, that's one of the reasons why I don't have much interest in revisiting old video topics. I prefer to just like move on to something else because there's so much other stuff to do.
Yeah. You do those update videos where if there's been an update in the situation or like there was a factual error or whatever, you'll rescind it, but you won't like remake the video or re-upload it or whatever with the edit. You'll just be like, hey guys, so like here's a little footnote update to the thing that I already did, because you've already sort of finished that project that's already compartmentalized as something that's already been completed for you, but you still want to give the asterisk because that's what you do. You are dedicated to giving the facts, so to say.
I am very behind on making mistakes videos, but I need to go back and do that. I'm going to be catching up on that soon. I think that books are similar, right? Like a writer writes something and it's like, maybe it's not perfect, but you push it out anyway.
Yeah. Well, and I also believe that creatives are their own worst fucking enemy, right? Creatives are their own worst fucking enemy in that they'll be like, it's not perfect, it's not exactly the way that I envisioned in my mind, it's not great, it's not this thing about it could be better. And then it's like that picture where it's like the guy and he's like, my cake sucks so bad, that other guy's cake is way better, and then the person eating them is like, holy shit, 2 cakes.
I think this is also this is where humility comes in, because I'm going to say something that is probably going to be kind of controversial, but hear me out. I think
Fredrik Knudsen saying something controversial? No way.
So women can't create. No.
So women, I hate women. This is a representative
so
statement
women
of
should
ASTRALINE.
not do art, and they should get back in the kitchen. So no. I think that there is a certain amount of how do I put this? Give me a second. It is an act of... It is prideful to spend so long on a work saying, I can make this just right because my vision is such that if I can get this just right, it will be incredible. Right? It will be an amazing thing if I can just get my vision right. That is so conceited. I am going to say that is actually conceited. The idea that if you can just get it perfectly right, it'll be amazing, right? Like, that takes so much pride and conceit.
It does.
That
it does.
Because you're saying, if I do this perfectly, then it'll be amazing, right? Like my vision is so good. My vision is so good that if I can just like get this fan fiction perfect, it's gonna be the best. It's like no, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I know.
You're human. You're human like the rest of us. Just make it, push it out the door, make something else.
Exactly. Get it out the fucking door. Make more. Just create. Enjoy the process of creation instead of the ego trip of trying to create the perfect masterpiece, right?
Right. I think that. So, have you ever read the Screw Tape Letters?
No, I haven't, but I would like you to tell me about them.
It's a classic piece of Christian media, but it is very, very good. It is C.S. Lewis at his best. It is a demon writing letters to his nephew about how to ensnare souls. It is very creepy. But one of the bits about it, the reason I bring it up is I think sometimes certain negative traits can smuggle, themselves. It's okay, bless you.
I couldn't mute in time.
It's fine. I get it. Certain negative traits can smuggle themselves inside of positive traits, like a Trojan horse.
Oh yeah.
The example that the Screw Tape letter gives is how Uncle Screwtape managed to ensnare a soul with gluttony. Right, like gluttony is considered is a rare sin nowadays, but it was a woman who would only eat the finest foods and in very small quantities, and she prided herself in the small quantities that she ate. But that itself, argued Uncle Screwtape, is a form of gluttony. Right? It is the overprizing of food. And I think, like, obviously C.S. Lewis writes it much more verbosely and more beautifully and more coherently and cogently, but
it's obsession. You know?
Right. It is. She places herself above other people because she says, "Look how little I eat." Right. And she prides herself in that. And I think that creative hubris can be very similar. A person can say, like, I am going to keep working on this one thing for a long time because I am not confident in my craft, and I have to continue just like micro-analyzing and adjusting this grandiose work, and I have to keep building on it forever in order to make it the perfect piece of media. But right there's the hubris, right? That tail end to make it as good as it can be, implying there's the pride saying you can make it everything that it could ever possibly be because you have it in you if you just have enough time, right? You are that amazing baseline. It's like, no.
That little tiny bit of pride. And the irony is that feeling is self-feeding, where it'll never be perfect because it's a human creation, and as such it'll never be finished, so you'll never create anything, right?
Right. And so what I will say is, have the humility to say that something is good enough. And release it.
So fucking true.
Yeah.
God. Have the humility to try something and fucking fail at it.
Yeah.
Have the humility to try and fail instead of being like, oh, well, I'm perfect, or I wouldn't try that because I would be silly doing that, or whatever.
Like, and I think, like, I've gotten flack for doing VTubing, right? And for doing music. People not liking the music that I've done, and not liking other experiments that I've done, but I have fucked up so many times in my life and like failed at so many things before Down the Rabbit Hole took off.
Exactly. That's the thing, is that people, they don't see all the failures, they only see the success.
Right. My argument is, it is not prideful to post a piece that you know might not be up to snuff. It is I would argue there is a balance. As a creator, you have to ride the balance between humility and pride.
You gotta ride the peaks, and you gotta ride the peaks, and you gotta hold through the valleys. You gotta just be ready to hunker down through the valleys, because trust me, there's gonna be so many valleys, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's gonna, and you just gotta cope. You just gotta cope with not everything that you do being a banger.
Right. And it's like, well, here's the other thing, right? You might not like quite how it worked out, but sometimes the imperfections are the parts that are interesting to some people.
Exactly.
Those imperfections can be the favorite parts for some people.
Exactly. That's that. Honestly, out of like a lot of the things that I really enjoy, a lot of the streamers I enjoy, a lot of the content creators I enjoy, the things that I like the most about them are the things that are weird and irrational and you know,
offbeat,
stubborn, offbeat. You know, that's what I don't like watching someone who I consider to be too perfect. I like watching people who are real and authentic to themselves, right?
Yeah. And I think people appreciate that. I think that the best creators are the ones who are efficient with their time as creators. They create something and they make it not perfectly, but I'm gonna clue you in. The fastest way to learn, everyone, is to fuck up.
Yes,
like it may not be ideal. The project itself, right? Whatever project you are making
The Room
might
wouldn't
suffer.
be such a fascinating movie if it weren't for the earnestness of its creators.
Failure, like making a mistake, failure might be bad for a piece, but it is good for the creator as long as the creator can recognize what is wrong and how to fix it. Right? Like,
unlike
look at
Doug Walker, where Doug Walker creates something and fails at it and never has a moment of self-reflection or introspection or self-analysis or anything.
Yeah.
He just makes things again, and he's fascinating in and of himself.
He's like an anti-creator.
He is. He's like a robot. He's literally like an artificial intelligence he tries to recreate what humans do with art, and then just none of it ever is good because he lacks a soul. I don't like to sound mean, but that's just the way that it feels. He has no self-awareness.
Well, I think that Doug Walker is an unfortunate case of perpetual imitation. He is ever and always an imitation of a Hollywood creator. And I think the creators that came out all right from Channel Awesome are the ones who recognized their medium and moved on from it. One common criticism I get on my Eve video, for example, is that it is a bad documentary. And my response to that is, yes, it is a bad documentary, but that's kind of like saying that a fish is a bad bird.
My favorite scene in the movie Meet the Robinsons is when Louis screws up his project and instead of chastising him, the Robinson family congratulates him on his failure and what he learned from it.
Yeah, like, if you fail and learn from it, then you get to do better next time. It's a process of eternal growth. Like what Gandhi said, read as if you will, no, learn as if you are immortal. Right, and I think that
what about the inherent
learning
pride
as a
of
creator,
the distinction between a creation and content? Making something as a creative work unto itself versus telling yourself that other people will want to see it, is that something to be minimized or healthily supervised?
The inherent pride of the distinction between creation and content. I don't
necessarily think that there is an inherent pride in terms of in terms of the distinction between creator and content, because it depends on the mindset that you're going into with it. Like when I started streaming, when I stream, whatever, my thought was never, oh, people are gonna love this shit, or obviously this is gonna be successful, or I'm creating this because I know that people are gonna watch it and care. The reason why I create, the reason why I streamed and made content was because it was what I wanted to do. It was because it was fun. It was because I wanted to share myself and the games that I really enjoyed and the things I really enjoyed and my experiences and my life with people. It wasn't because I thought that anybody would like it necessarily. It's because it was what I wanted to do, right?
Right. And I think that streaming is a very particular kind of content where it is vitally important that you gather the audience that you want. I think that some other art forms, like it's okay if someone, if a book finds an audience that maybe you weren't expecting or you don't even like, right? Because you can separate yourself from that audience. But streaming, you are so directly, you're interacting with it, with that audience so much that it is paramount that you build the audience that you want. And so in that way, you have to create for the audience, like for your audience, or like you have to create for yourself, because creating for yourself as a streamer is also creating for the audience that you want to have.
Exactly. Creating for yourself is creating for the audience that you want to have. And this is why I think that authenticity, like going back to what we were saying earlier about how authenticity is the thing that I like about creators, and that's why authenticity is so important for streamers specifically.
Yes.
And like I don't necessarily have the data to back this up other than things I've observed with my own eyes, right? But I feel like the content creators who get burnt out the most frequently and who
this applies
fall
to my
out of
tuber
love
journey.
with content
My first
are
Live 2D
streamers
was
and
absolute
content
shit.
creators, particularly
Now my
streamers, 'cause
upcoming one
obviously
is
this
the
is,
culmination
what I
of
know
how I evolved the look
most
and feel
about.
over 2 years
Are
and about
people who
$1,000.
are in some way not being authentic, or like it's really difficult for them to maintain, you know, like the energy or the vibe or whatever that they're doing for their stream, because for what, like they're playing a character or they're not, you know, and there's nothing wrong with doing character work or whatever. That's totally valid and great, and it's a completely different skill set from sort of things that I do, and I'm not, you know, trying to say that one way or the other is better, but it is interesting to see that effect happening where the people who, because streaming is so personal and it's people like to think that it's easy. That's what I think. And there's like a whole subset of people, in my opinion, who are like, I want to be a streamer because it's easy. I want to be a streamer because you just have to talk and play video games and that's easy. But like, there's sort of this unspoken inherent thing to streaming that a lot of people don't understand, which is, again, maintaining that vibe, maintaining that environment that you want to be in, maintaining an environment that's full of people who you like and people who make you feel good, and having a good relationship with your community because they are so close to you, and you know, actually you know, it takes a lot of mental effort to do that. And putting on a show. Streaming has changed. Streaming has changed. Back in the day, you know, Justin TV, early Twitch, you know, literally the people that were successful were the only people who had the financial means to actually be able to stream, to have internet that was good enough to be able to stream consistently, to have
and
hardware
the technological know-how
that was good enough. Yeah, the technical know-how, the hardware, the internet access to actually be able to do that stuff. So people would just do whatever and people would show up. But now that almost everybody, you know, in the developed world has access to an internet connection that's good enough to stream from, and hardware that's good enough to stream from, even if you can't stream, you know, super new games, you could still stream yourself talking, which is what a lot of early Twitch streamers and Justin TV streamers would do. Then you gotta put on a show. You gotta maintain an atmosphere. And maintaining an atmosphere can be extremely mentally draining.
I'll tell you that I am very bad at maintaining that atmosphere with any game that requires significant mechanical input.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
I am a bad game streamer for the most part. I think that there are certain games. Hey, Lumpy. I think that there are certain games that I can do well. Like I'm learning about that. Although I'll be damned if I don't play the Cult of the Lamb update on stream.
And you know, Fred, you know what? Genuinely, if you think that you are a bad streamer at playing video games, high mechanical input games, you just gotta practice. You know,
potentially.
Just because you're not good at it now doesn't mean that you'll never be good at it.
I think that there are some habits that I need to break before I can do that well, because I get very focused on the mechanics because I was a competitive gaming caster for so long. I want to explain what I'm doing and my thought process at all times, and that isn't super engaging all the time. I think it works for games like Cyberpunk because I'm like digging into the world and doing analysis, and also I have some knowledge of the literature that they're pulling from. But I think I'm sweaty, right? Like I'm sweaty when I play games.
Yeah, well, I mean, but that's also, you shouldn't discount that because that is something that is, you know, authentic to you and unique, and it's just because it's not what everybody else is doing doesn't mean it's not something that people don't want to see, right?
Right. I think that is another realm for me, right? Like learning how to stream games, and
yeah, exactly. It's a skill you got to develop.
Yeah, and I think that. I mean, that's one thing. That's one avenue of creation that I feel like I need to explore more and get better at. Like, how do I be engaging in a similar way that I am when I'm just talking like this, right? Like, I feel like this is actually the kind of stream where I'm better. No, and I am thinking about that as a creator, right? Like, what am I good at, and what is it about it that makes it work, right? Good creators are all tinkerers.
Oh yeah.
A good creator will always be making changes, not just changes for the sake of changes. I think that it's very common to see smaller creators chasing larger viewerships.
Yes.
Doing the things that large creators do. Yeah, they mimic. Yeah, they mimic what larger creators do, expecting some sort of return without putting critical analysis into what they're doing and why it works.
Yeah.
And that,
like, it's a big trap that particularly VTubers fall into, and the most insidious part about it is that I would say the worst one by far, the trap that people fall into is the I need a clout model trap. I need to spend $10,000 on a model trap. Big successful VTubers spend $10,000 on a model, so if I spend $10,000 on a model, I'll be successful, right? But the thing is that when you actually get into it, you realize that the people that spend $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on a model aren't doing it because, you know, it's a business decision for them. It's not, you know, it's like being a plumber and thinking that if you spend $30,000 on a really fancy truck, it'll get you more plumbing business.
Yeah, exactly.
When you have a lot of plumbing business is when you need the $30,000 truck, or you need to get a better truck or whatever, right? It's not the other way around. The truck doesn't make you a good plumber.
Right, exactly. The age-old adage, it's not your equipment, it's how you use it.
Exactly.
And I think that legitimately VTubing is that way. The reason that the big VTubers get big expensive models is because, and I've gotten to talk with a lot of them at this point, like since I've started my streaming journey, consistently. You want to know why they drop all that dosh on them? Because it's fun. because they want a pretty model, because they just think it looks
Every
cool. They
streamer gets the
know.
viewer numbers they deserve, Jay and I
Of course that's the reason
They-
why. It's fun and it's
Yeah,
exciting
like-
and it makes your heart go doki doki, and it's the most exciting thing in the world to get the new updates and be like, oh my god, that's gonna be me! All this outfits, oh I love this design part, and look at this little tiny detail that nobody but me is ever going to notice. And,
Yeah,
and
you
this-
don't
it's
care,
it's
but
fun.
I do. Yeah. I think
Exactly. It's for us.
Yeah, and I think that that sort of thing is more an artifact of passion. Those sorts of details are like, I think that those sorts of details are successful streamers spend a bunch of money on models, not because expensive models will get them viewership, but because they are an artifact of that passion. Like, that is just something that someone who is passionate about VTubing does because that's just what they want to do. It's not what makes them successful.
fun.
They do the things that make
Exactly.
them successful because they enjoy VTubing, but then there are other things that they like doing just for themselves.
Exactly.
Creators do this all the time, by the way. There are plenty of things I do in Down the Rabbit Hole, not because I think they're better for the series, but because they're important to me, because I like them. Right? Like, every creator does this. Like, streaming's the same way, right? Like, why do I do certain things a certain way? Because I like it. Right? Like, it's not
Why do
integral, but passion has, like, markers, and those markers aren't the things that make it successful.
Exactly. And the thing is that I think that it might come from people who are not creative, people who are business brain instead of people that are creatively minded, right?
Right.
Where they see those markers and they're like, oh, that's what I need to do. This is the thing that I need to mimic to be successful.
Yeah.
And to be fair, there are a lot of business brain versus like creative brain people who do that mimicry and do become very, very successful because of it, right? Like,
Usually-
like the H Bomber guy video,
Yeah.
where, you know, he was talking about people who plagiarize.
Yeah.
actual
Well,
creatives, right?
just usually the people who succeed by imitating are very, very, very early.
Yeah.
Yes, and
true.
like,
They get it on
I
the ground
can't
floor.
stress that enough. Like, the most like, if you are thinking about doing YouTubing or streaming, if you look at what someone else is doing and say, hey, that's pretty cool, I want to do that, you're probably too late, because that niche has already been filled. The only way to really make it as a creator nowadays is to really do something your own way, right? Like, fill the niche that you see as not being filled, that you want for yourself. Like, that you wish that you had. That's why Down the Rabbit Hole took the track that it did. It's like, this is the kind of content that I want and I'm just not fucking getting. And the field that I'm in is still very small because my set of skills is very specific. But sometimes other people will come in to try to like fill it, but you're already there.
Yeah. I do feel like YouTube is a pretty different beast and that's why I think that video essays are so consistently successful, no matter what they kind of are about, because you do put so much of your personality into video essays about, like, because even just like choosing what you want to make your video essay about is showing people what is important to you and what is interesting to you and what the sort of things that you like going into and identifying and thinking about, right? And I would say that, and obviously I'm very biased, but I would say that streaming and particularly VTubing is an easier place to get into if you want to be a personality-based content creator, right? Like, you look at like Markiplier and you think about like, what's the thing that makes Markiplier so successful? And it's not one thing. It's not, you know, he's just kind of like he's a nice, affable, man. You know, he's handsome. He's, you know, got a great voice. He's affable. He's funny. He's silly. He's goofy. You kind of want to squeeze his face. And that's like something that a lot of people are, I'm sure, right? But that doesn't mean that everyone who's like that can be successful like Markiplier, right?
Right.
That niche is kind of already taken up by Markiplier. But as a streamer, because your connection to your audience is so much more direct than YouTube, which I feel is definitely more detached. It's more like YouTube videos are like leaving a message in a bottle to somebody, and a Twitch stream is like having at least a, you know, IRC conversation with them, right? You know, being in an IRC chat room with a bunch of people, right? Which is why, I mean, it's funny because Twitch API literally is based off IRC, I believe.
Yeah, it is. It's wild, the commands. Like, everything is command-based.
Yeah. But, I don't know, those are just my feelings about it.
So, the people like Markiplier are, like, they've managed to maintain their success because they pivoted. They've had to follow trends, right? Like when you see someone, when you see a large creator, when you see a large creator pivot, it's because they recognize that like whatever they're doing is losing interest, and so they have to make a change. That's how people like PewDiePie and Markiplier managed to stay relevant. It's like if they continue doing Let's Plays the way that they did, then they would have suffered for it. The creators, like the Let's Players who didn't pivot away from Let's Plays, just diminished and continued diminishing.
Yeah. Or maintained. They didn't, skyrocket into being like a household name, like, you know, like my fucking mom knows who PewDiePie is, right? So like.
Right.
But I mean, I think that for some people that's not necessarily what they want, because it does get exhausting. It does get exhausting having to constantly pivot and try to maintain and pivot and try to grow. And a lot of people, they move on from, you know, their role as a content creator. They want to be more of a you know, like a figure, or like getting into management for other content creators, or, you know, like, because it's an exhausting thing to keep up with. It is genuinely a mentally exhausting thing trying to keep up with trends and, what should I do for this, and like what sort of things are other people doing, and what's the flavor of the month, and networking.
Yeah. It's exhausting.
And, you know, exhausting.
Yeah, I don't think that I could do it. I don't have the stamina for it, and neither do I have the will. Boy, I don't wanna, like, at the end of the day, just fuck that. I don't wanna chase it. Like, why can't, like, I'm just gonna do my thing that I like to do, that people are, like, seem to still be interested in, and it's something that doesn't go out of style, right?
Yeah.
What I'm doing
will never go out of style.
Yeah, I will say also my kind of content doesn't go out of style on YouTube anyway. Twitch, who knows, right? Like, people done listening to the random shit that I say. All right, who knows, right? That I can pivot on, but I'm also in a position where, like, on Twitch, I can kind of just do whatever I want because it's not my main focus. That's another thing that I think is really important as a creator is if you are going to be a creative, if you're trying to break into a creative field, having some sort of stability beforehand helps a lot, because that means you have the freedom to experiment. I think the necessity of income from their creations can be extremely detrimental, and it's why creators stressful. It's why creators sometimes like burn out, because they recognize that a significant change could have a significant negative impact on their income, and that is like, if they're already living pretty close to the bone, it can be nerve-wracking. And so you'll notice that I think you'll notice that creators who are successful tend to have already had a job beforehand, and then we're doing creation on the side, and we're doing something that they could scale up with their time. Like and eventually, once it is reliable enough, they quit their job and then they go into whatever it is they're making. That is a very common path for authors. Authors very frequently have not been full-time authors. Full-time authors are quite rare nowadays. You have people similar to music artists. Most music artists make music in their spare time. It's something they do on the side, and it can supplement their income, but it's not their main source of income. Twitch has, like, for example, like in my case, thank you very much, all of you, Twitch has supplemented my income quite a bit, because Patreon goes almost all back into the show. And, you know, when I was making the Eve video, those were lean months. And so it can shore it up, but I'm not dependent on it. And when you are still experimenting in a space and figuring out how to get a foothold, having something you can fall back on is very important. Because it's kind of like climbing a cliff, right? Like you can't test footholds if you don't already have a good grip with your other limbs.
Exactly. You need to have the harness. Having another source of income is the harness. And when you take the harness off, you better be fucking certain that you're not going to slip and fall. And that's the scary part for a lot of content creators, and why people feel like they can't change, or they have to keep doing what people liked before, or I can't take a break because if I take a break, then I'm going to fall off and people are going to forget about me and I'm going to lose buzz and blah, 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 which is why the number one thing that you need to do as a content creator, if you want to have it be your full-time job, is to diversify. You need to diversify your income.
Yes, that is super
and the
important.
Content that you make. So for me, the way that it ideally should be, and the extra scary part in some ways, is that, in my opinion, streamers at the very least should be able to pay all of their rent and utilities and mandatory stuff with sponsorships. That is the ideal, right? And then the payout you get from Twitch and, you know, donations and other stuff should be the normal stuff, you know, like leisure stuff and reinvesting back into the stream, you know, getting new models, outfits, assets, artwork, whatever, that sort of stuff, you know, whatever, taking trips, networking, going to conventions, whatever. That should be what your Twitch payout is used for. But sponsors need to be the main thing taking care of you. And that's the scary part, is when you don't get the sponsors. And I think that a lot of content creators are really apprehensive, particularly like VTubers and streamers are really apprehensive to take any sponsors, because they are convinced that people will think that they are a sellout. And in my personal opinion, a content creator is an individual, and them taking money from a corporation is based, regardless of what they are promoting, right? I'm never going to buy a purple mattress. I'm never going to buy a Ridge wallet. I'm never going to buy Raycon earbuds. I'm never going to buy Magic Spoon cereal. I'm never going to play Raid Shadow Legends. I'm never going to play Ebony the King's Return. But if my friends can get paid by any or all of those, fucking awesome. Fucking based. Seriously.
Yeah. I get that. I'm in a very fortunate place where, like, I can get away without doing sponsorships. That is pretty uncommon, though. That is very uncommon.
I think that for you are like the Nova or like PBS of YouTubers, where it's like brought to you by viewers like you, right?
Thank you. Yeah, no, it very
like
much
you.
is.
But I mean,
and it is like
there is. No, you go.
Oh, I think there is like a shitty part to it. To it being like, if you're going to try making money off of creation, you should have some sort of other before diving into it, you should have some sort of financial stability. But
yeah,
the enemy of creativity is fear.
yes,
And if your well-being is wrapped up in something that you're not sure is going to work, then that can give you cold feet real fast. And
yeah, for sure.
I'm like, it sucks, right? But there's no reason that you can't do something creative on the cheap or for free, right? Like,
Yeah.
depending on the creation, right? You know, paint takes money. Hi,
Yeah.
Slush. Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Hi, Slush.
How you doing, Slush? I'm taking the Slush.
Yeah, I mean, my motivating factor throughout my creative journey as a streamer and everything has just been, again, because it's fun. Because, like, you do the mental gymnastics and you're like, oh, why do I even bother? You know, am I even good enough? Does anything I do matter? Blah, 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 whatever. And why am I doing this? And blah, blah, blah. And then the reason that I always come back to is I do this because it's fun. I stream because it's fun, and I've been lucky enough to create a community full of people who I like and who like me, who I can have fun and banter with, who tell me funny and interesting things, and I can tell them, you know, hopefully funny and interesting things, and we can share things with each other, and, you know, I get to spend time with cool people, and that's the reason why, you know, not even just my viewers, but also, you know, my friends like you and everyone at ASTRALINE and Mint and you know, Mari and everybody. If I couldn't be here, if I couldn't be in this space, you know, streaming and doing things and hanging out with my friends and my viewers and community, the community as a whole, the friends I've made, I would be less of a person. I would not be myself anymore, right?
Yeah. And I think that having the freedom to test things, to find out where your passions are, is really important.
Oh, yeah.
I think that there is a special kind of cruelty when we tell children that, you know, once they finish high school, they have to know what they want to do and go to college for it immediately. Like that is a special kind of, it is a special kind of cruelty.
Just I think about that, and like because there are people in my community, I try to preach that. I try to say, like, it's so important to just do things and to find joy and find a creative outlet and do something that matters to you and makes you feel, you know, like your life has meaning and all that stuff. And it makes me so, I don't even know how else to describe it than like sorrow and despair. It makes me feel so sorrowful when there are people in my community, and I know people in the world who are never afforded that opportunity. They never get to ask the question, what do I want to do? It's only ever been, this is what I have to do. I have to get a job. I have to pay my rent. I have to do whatever I can to survive. And it's upsetting. It's sad. I wish that we'd lived in a world where nobody had to go through that. Nobody had to, you know, where I wish we lived in a world where everybody got to ask themselves, what do I want to do? Instead
it's kind of an absurdity. It's a Kafka trap, if you're familiar with that term. Like, modern existence is unfortunately a Kafka trap. Like, you can't go and find and it's hard. Okay, you can do it, but it is an immense amount of work to go out and figure out what you want to do and what you are best at doing without having like the money and the time to do so. But you can't get the money, and like you can't figure out what it is without having the money. But if you don't have the money, you can't figure out like what it is that you're going to be able to do best and get paid best for. So it's a catch-22. That's what I'm looking for. It's a catch-22 where like the thing perpetuates itself. And it sucks that is also like the reality of creation nowadays, where I think that there is the dream. People have the dream of being the content creator, but you're not going to be able to figure out if you even want to be a content creator if you don't have the freedom to try it. And if you can figure out
the freedom and the financial means and the luck and the security and even just the like particularly with streaming, because again, this is what I'm experienced in, the mental wherewithal and the maturity and the mental stability to be able to maintain and cultivate and grow a stream community that is pleasant, that is an environment that people, not even just other people, but most importantly, that you yourself want to be in, is a rare thing in today's day and age, I think.
I will also say that people kind of view like content creation, being a streamer, like let's be more specific than content creator, making videos or streaming. I think that it's sometimes viewed through rose-colored glasses.
Oh yeah.
And
they only see the finished product. They only see the persona that you present on stream. They don't see the anxiety and the imposter syndrome and the worry and the fucking being kept awake at night wondering, am I even contributing? Am I contributing anything to the creative space of the VTubing community? Am I contributing anything to the world at large? Am I wasting my life? Am I wasting my time here? Am I just lucky? Am I really doing anything that's worth watching? You know, like, will I be able to change with the times? Will I be able to chase the trends? Do people actually genuinely like me? Are there people who are just using me? And you know what the fucked up part is that there definitely are. But you know what? At least myself, I think I'm very lucky and fortunate in that I can smell when someone is using me from 100,000 miles away. It is genuinely such an easy thing to tell for me.
Yeah.
And the worrying about sponsorships and worrying, oh, geez, Louise, like, am I gonna be able to have a good stream today? I'm not in a mental place where and the worry of like, oh, I'm not in a mental place to actually be able to stream even though I want to, and what type of games should I play? What type of games will be interesting to my community?
Yeah.
It's so much. It's so much that people don't think about, and I never thought about it until I became a content creator myself, so why would they, right?
Yeah. And then trying to find the patterns in the noise to figure out what it is that people want to see. Because as a creator, it is your job to give people not what they think they want, but what they actually want. And that is the hardest part.
And you know what? The one of the most like representative stories of that particular phenomenon in my streaming life is Yakuza 0, because everyone in my community, it felt like everyone was like, oh, I want to watch you play Yakuza 0. You should play Yakuza 0. Hina, oh, when are you going to go back to Yakuza 0? When are you going to play Yakuza again? I want to watch you play Yakuza. And so I went back and played Yakuza 0. And this was at a time where I was averaging around 250 to 300 average viewers, right? And I played Yakuza 0 again, and I had 98 average viewers for the entire stream.
Right.
And again, I'm not a numbers motivated person in that way, but you need to be able
There's a floor.
Find the patterns in the noise.
There's a floor.
That pattern that I found there was telling me nobody wants to watch Yakuza 0.
They can say they want to.
But they won't.
98 Andy.
98 Andy, bro. It's true. It's so right being like, yeah, there's a difference between what people say they want and what they actually want. Mike had the same problem with the same game. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Of course, Yakuza in general is an extremely viewer-unfriendly franchise because it's a fucking movie.
Have you seen the bit where it's like, if you what happens if you skip a cutscene in Yakuza?
Yes.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up because people need to see it.
I know exactly the one. It's from Yakuza 7, Like a Dragon. It's like, what happens when you skip a cutscene and then yeah.
Hold on.
If you skip a cutscene,
Let me see.
Yakuza.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Skipping Yakuza cutscenes. Be like, it's this one.
It's literally exactly this. Yeah, I got several guide. I didn't get one guide. Ichiban. Yeah, that's literally the game.
That's literally exactly what it's like to skip a cutscene in Yakuza. Unironically.
And Yakuza games are great. And just because a video game is good doesn't mean that it's gonna be a good stream game. As conversely as just because a video game is bad doesn't mean it's a bad stream game. I would say that bad video games are a top echelon of stream game.
Mm-hmm.
People love to watch people play bad video games.
Like Garten of Banban is like
yeah.
the ultimate version of that, right?
Garten of Banban, Quest 64, like all those shitty simulator games. People love watching that. Only Up, Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, fucking
right.
Fear and Hunger is it's not bad. Fear and Hunger is good, don't get me wrong, but like the extreme high difficulty and literal cock and ball torture nature of the game is conducive to being good as a stream game. You know, like, man, Xenoblade never. Yeah, no, JRP, I would say that just in general, obviously there are exceptions. JRPGs are the worst stream games ever because they're extremely long. They are like, they're niche, they're extremely long, and if somebody misses one stream of a JRPG, they could potentially miss so much important development in the story that they would not be able to pick it back up at all.
Right.
Limbo the Lost. I did stream Limbo the Lost.
I think that there are games that are immune to that, and you really need to go in on those. It's like there are some games that are better for it, right? But then there are also games, you know, they're session based that are just very impenetrable. And unfortunately, I'm like a little shit that loves playing impenetrable games that you don't get unless like you know the like all of the intricate mechanics. Like, why the fuck did he do that? It's like, I don't know what's happening. You should have seen the chat when I was playing Total Warhammer. Nobody had any idea what I was doing, and
for sure,
that's valid, right? Like, and that's my fault as well, because I was playing against Mary, and I was just like sweaty, try-harding really hard.
You give the goddamn poor dog a chance, Fred, dude.
Look. He fucking won a big battle. He destroyed my main army, but I played it right, so he was crippled after that. It was very funny watching him raise 3 armies to kick my one army's ass and then have to disband everything after I raised his backline.
Oh my god. Poor Mary. Poor dog.
That was mean. That was really mean of me. That was really mean.
So mean. Heartless, even, one might say.
You know, if I were to stream Ixion, that might actually be okay because it is quite a beautiful game and it's fun to watch things grow out.
Yeah, there are some games that people can definitely watch that they don't understand but are still just nice to look at anyways. And then there are some where they watch it and it's completely impenetrable unless they already know the game, and they don't want to watch it if they don't know it. And that, you know what game that is Mahjong. People who do not know how to play Mahjong or understand it have no interest in watching it at all.
I have that problem with chess. Nobody knows what the fuck is going on. Although there is a fucking legendary
you get the chess
moment.
Category viewers.
Yeah, there is a legendary moment in chess history when Bobby Fischer was playing the World Chess Championships, I believe it was. And as he was walking away from the table, someone from the crowd said, "Great game, Bobby." And he yelled back, "How would you know?" And it's like, holy, like, complete asshole thing to say, but he's correct.
Where's the line? Yeah.
the only people knowing what is happening on the board of the World Chess Championships are the two people sitting at the table.
Yeah, exactly. They're the only ones who get
They're
it.
the only ones who actually understand what's happening. Hey, thanks for the raid, Bimbini.
Yeah.
Hey there.
Everyone else can extrapolate, but the only people who actually really know are the ones that are involved in the game.
Right, yeah.
Which I think is probably a
it's rough.
contributing factor for why chess is so, like, gatekeepy, I guess.
It is, yeah. No, it's true. It's a significant part of it.
Unless one of them is Hans Niemann.
Hans Niemann. Hans Niemann is like a young upstart who is infamous for serial cheating in online games.
Yeah, online
and suspected cheating in over the board. Yeah.
And they threw out the hypothetical of potentially someone could communicate with a butt plug.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
Hypothetical.
I don't know, man. I don't fucking know.
How would you know I'm controlling the butt plug? Yeah, no, so a common thing that you get if you try to stream chess as well is you get like category chess viewers, and you get people coming in who are like, you should play me in chess, and then they're very obviously putting the moves into like a bot to give them the perfect move, right?
Yeah, you can always tell immediately if they always make amazing moves and the move always takes between like 10 and 12 seconds. Or like 8 and 12 seconds.
And if they're like a brand new chess.com account and they have a 100% win rate.
Right. Like it can be obvious. It can be harder because cheating takes a lot of different forms in chess. Sometimes all you need to know is whether or not your position is winning. Like that can be enough to change significantly what you plan to do.
Yeah, for sure. Knowing for a fact that your position is winning.
Right.
When I cheat at shogi in Yakuza.
No, there are a bunch of games that I want to stream. I need to hit up Mint about doing Stellaris together. I'm willing to bet that we could make it a really fun stream game if we role play the shit out of it.
Oh, she would love that. She would get so fucking into that 100%.
Yeah, like we work together but we're role playing as like people managing this society, right? Like president.
Dude,
and
that would be so. I would love to watch that. That would be so cute. That would be so cute to see you guys and be like, yeah, we have a tenuous alliance. That would be so
it's like,
fucking adorable.
I think it would be really fun to play as like my favorite race to play, which is like deep sea creepy psionic people who like wish to be left alone to pursue their psionic studies and like their meditations. Kind of I like playing as the weird, mystical, mysterious race. Now they're off on their own. Like, who are they? Like, nobody really knows, right?
The unknowable ones.
Even they don't know.
Yeah, not even I know. That would be a wonderful idea.
I think
Mint is finally back. Like she was on vacation. For
I
2
saw.
weeks.
I saw. She's back.
Now the dog is back, and she fell asleep in VR, and it was adorable.
All my dogs. Hold on.
All my fellas.
All my fellas. Fred is Vanu. I did play Vanu when I played PlanetSide. I got very good at the hover tank. The Mag Rider. I do still want to put together the V-tubing barotrauma. Like the giant server, and I could ping people and be like, all right, we're playing. Hop on if you want it. Like, we're doing it on stream.
I think that's a really good idea. I kind of have something like that for Mahjong, but the biggest issue right now is that basically me and one other person are kind of the heart and soul of keeping it going, and we're not really. I don't have the time for it right now, unfortunately.
Right.
But I'm hoping to. And the problem again is that I don't like streaming Mahjong because everyone in my community either loves it or fucking hates it and makes a very clear point of saying, I do not like this. I do not want to watch this at all. right? So I feel very torn to the point where part of me literally kind of wants to make a second account where, you know, I only stream Mahjong. I don't stream there super consistently, but whenever I want to play Mahjong, I just go and stream on that second account, right?
Right, you're playing, like, you're gonna play it anyway, and you're like, I could stream it, fuck it.
Yeah, right.
I'm thinking about dealing with gaming that way, where it's like, I feel like gaming. I've noticed, I don't know, I think that there is some merit to it, to like having off streams, like secret streams where I'm playing games, right?
Yeah, no, there definitely is. There definitely is some merit to having secret off streams for sure.
And one thing that I really want to do with single player games is when I play them, I want to have other people in the call with me, watching me, and then just chatting with me about the game. I think that is what I need to make gaming streams fun.
Yeah.
Invite friends on.
I think that we need to make the couch co-op let's play format a more common stream thing. Because like I've talked to people and I'm like, do you want to, we should play this game together, and they're like, is it multiplayer? And I'm like, no, but we could just like hang out and talk about it together.
Come and hang out. Let's talk about the game, right? Strategize together.
We'll talk about, you know, our friendship, life, anything. Like, you know, like Game Grumps type shit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes they talk about the game, sometimes they talk about their lives, cracking jokes, banter.
I think that's the strat.
I think it is
I think that's the strat.
Honestly, like, that's like some of the comfiest Nyan and Aethel streams are the ones where, you know, even if they're not playing the game together, they're just hanging out with each other and doing the couch co-op let's play thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because I do that with my bro growing up all the time.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Slush and I do that with Outer Wilds. Yeah, I'm in the cuck chair while Slush plays Outer Wilds.
Ah, that's so fun.
It's lovely. Slush is just a comfy person to be with anyway. So like watching Slush play Outer Wilds and occasionally poking them and like coaxing them in particular directions or reminding them of something is just like the coziest thing in the world, and I love it.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that there could be like an A and B stream schedule where it's like the A streams are the one where you do your normal stuff, and then the B streams are just like, I'm not putting on the persona, I'm not putting in as much effort in maintaining, I'm not trying to be, my concern for me in particular, where if I tried to do like an offline Mahjong account or whatever, is that I wouldn't be able to turn it off. I wouldn't be able to turn off, you know, putting in that level of effort for maintaining an atmosphere and environment. And I would just end up running myself even more ragged by putting on full effort regular streams and full effort Mahjong streams on top of everything else as well. And turning this thing that I really enjoy, that is a hobby for me, that's like a decompressor, into another source of stress, right?
Yeah.
And again, I love streaming, I love content creation. It's my favorite thing in the whole entire world, but it is stressful.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people think like that streaming is like, oh, it's just something, like, it's fun, isn't it? Like, don't you have fun doing it? It's
it's fun, but
it's also really fun to go hiking, but you don't go hiking literally every day for like you don't do a massive hike every day because it's exhausting. Like, it's fun, but it's still exhausting, right? Like, and that's something that's hard to communicate. It's like, even if work is fun, it's still work. You can you can like your job.
But you're just playing video games and talking about it. How is that mentally taxing? How does that make you exhausted? How is that I don't know. How does like it, that just proves, in my opinion, that person doesn't know anything about it. Really,
all you're doing there is sitting at a cash register and doing money. Like, well, what's so hard about that? What the fuck? Why do you need a weekend? Yeah, you're just standing there. You're just standing there.
You're just standing there and talking to people and like doing some slight math on a computer that does all the math for you. So like, what the fuck is your problem, bro?
I mean, like, it's also like, I think that. Especially, okay, maybe a better comparison would be like maybe someone working on cars, right? Like something that's really hard to explain to someone who isn't creative is that in order to be a good creative, you have to be there mentally completely.
Oh,
I cannot explain how hard it is to do a good stream when you can't focus.
Oh,
And
yeah,
like sometimes you
it's a
just
definite
can't
disconnect.
Coding,
can't.
yeah, coding's a good comparison maybe, right? Like, oh, you're just typing, you're just sitting at your computer. How is that tiring? Right? Like, what the fuck?
Right.
You're just sitting there.
That's
Like, and you
perfect
like
example,
coding,
actually.
right? Like, you think it's fun. So like, what's the
Yeah.
problem?
So then why are you tired? Why can't you just do it all day, every day, 24/7 without taking any breaks?
Right. It's like streaming is a form of entertaining, right? Like
Yes.
you have an audience at all times.
Yes. And for me in particular, there are definitely times where I have streamed where I'm like I can't maintain this vibe. I can't maintain this energy. I'm not 100%
Yeah.
in it right now. I've got other stuff on my mind, and because of that, I am not performing as well as I want to. And there have been times where I'm like, I'm not 100% in this right now, but it kind of feels okay, right? Like, I'm a little worried about the fact that I'm not, being able to dedicate all of my mental space to this thing right now. And then there are times where I'll stream and I'll just be like, I'm fucking killing it. I don't care about the viewer number at all. I am just thriving. I'm in my lane. I am making the best content that I possibly can right now. I'm cracking jokes. I'm bantering with chat. I'm responding quickly. I'm making myself laugh. I'm having a great time. I feel like I'm making really good content. And then there are times where I'm like, if I have to stream right now, I'm gonna lose it.
Right.
Preface,
Yeah,
I get what you mean completely. Joke, but Fred, isn't one of the biggest stream memes the spaghetti bob?
Yeah. No, it's hard to describe to someone who is maybe like who hasn't done something creative for work, or maybe just isn't a creative, right? Like, how do you explain that to someone? Like when their definition of tired is different, where like they don't understand how you can be creatively tired, or like how it's difficult to focus on something, maybe because they've never had to do something that requires their complete focus.
Yeah.
I think that there are some people who live their who live lives where they've never had to completely focus on anything, or the consequences for doing so are very minimal. Whereas for a creator, if they're going to make something good, they have to be able to focus on it completely. And when you can't, being a creative means being able to keep many thoughts in your head at the same time. Being a streamer, for example, as a streamer, typically you are an entertainer, you are playing a game and trying to be competent at that, at least minimally. You are a producer because you're keeping track of, you're making sure that everything technical is working, while also monitoring everything else to see, hey, like, is this actually playing well? You're interacting with chat, so you have to be social during all of this. This all combines to create something that Mike calls streamer brain, where you are spread so thin that it is extremely difficult, if not impossible, to do everything that you need to do.
Yes, 100%.
Definitely. That is inherently exhausting, spinning so many plates at the same time. Like, what, the plates are just spinning on top of the sticks. What's so tiring about that? Like, they're just sitting there.
It's true. It's very true. Maintaining the vibe in chat, bantering with chat, trying to pick out good messages that you can turn into, a stream bit, into something that's fun, into something that's interesting and engaging for your chat.
Right.
Conversation topics, technical aspects of your stream. That's why I think genuinely, like, I have nightmares about this, and the most stressful thing that can happen to any streamer is like audio issues. right?
God,
Like,
yeah.
oh, you're streamer, why is your microphone crackling? And you have no idea why, and you try everything, and it's just fucked up. And or like because I had someone fucking come into my stream and be like, your chat box isn't working, streamer. And I'm like, yeah, I know the chat box isn't working. I've been trying to fix it for fucking weeks, and the thing is just straight up broken. The stream elements, the stream labs, whatever thing
it's going to take time
is just broken.
Yeah.
And it's
going to take time and attention to fix it. And right now you have to stream.
Yeah, I know, exactly. It's like, okay, you want me to stop being entertaining? You want me to stop everything on stream right now so that I can fix the stupid fucking chat box? Is that what you want me to do? Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, there's... Like what? You can just talk while you're doing that, right? Like
no, I can't.
You're not fixing it with your mouth, are you?
God, that just shows how detached they are from anything, really. Anything about how it actually is to be a streamer, where it's like, what do you mean that you get? It's just a technical issue. You should just fix it easily. What do you mean that you don't know how
just fix
it's
it,
easy
forehead.
to? Just fix it. Just fix
Skill
it. What are
issue.
you, stupid? And like I don't like to, say this, but I genuinely do think it's true that me as a woman, I get way more people in my chat who just assume that I'm stupid when I have a technical issue. People who are just like, oh, she probably just put the thing in wrong. It's probably just this stupid thing, you dumb woman. And then I'm like, it's not that problem. I know that isn't the solution. And there will be 9,000 messages in chat, all giving different suggestions, and there will be one person that actually gave the right suggestion that gets flooded out by a million different people giving wrong suggestions at the same time, and then I'll find out what the right one is, and then that person or someone else will be like, I said the right thing. Why didn't you listen to me instead of the 900 people who told you the wrong answer? And it's like, they don't understand how stressful that is. There is someone in my community who would like backseat in that way for any technical issue and game issues and games in general. I fucking had to ban them because they ruined my stream. They genuinely made me so miserable and burnt out just by having them be at my stream. I didn't want to stream anymore. It was so fucked up. And like, it was that thing where like they didn't technically break any rules or whatever. So I was like, oh, but they're like not being mean, or they're not doing this or that, or they didn't, say any bad words or whatever. But like, if someone ruins your mood, I genuinely, I have had trouble with this in the past, but if there are people who are genuinely, you're like, if I see this person in chat, it's going to ruin my mood.
There is no conceivable circumstance in which that person is not too much.
I know. It's so fucked up.
Streamer play the game my way. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
Streamer, I just so happen to notice that you're streaming the games that you want to play, and you're doing the things that you want to do on stream. But me as the viewer, me individually, not even all viewers, just me specifically, because I'm more important than everybody else who is in this room who is happy to just watch you do your thing. You should be doing what I want you to do. You should play the games that I want you to play when I want you to play them, in the exact way that I want you to play them. And if you don't do that, then it's going to become your problem, not mine. Okay.
It is, if you ever get into chess, the funniest thing in the world is when chat gives you moves that blunder pieces.
I know!
It is so much fun. They're like, why didn't you make that move? And it's like,
it's the wrong move.
I have never been so smug in my life, drawing arrows to show how someone's suggested move would blunder my rook.
I know. I genuinely, that's a big reason why I like streaming like Souls-like games and games that I'm really good at, because you get people, or games I've already beaten before or whatever, you get people coming in and trying to do that, and you can literally just be like, fucking suck my balls, bro, skill issue, right? And be like, oh no, like I feel like that Souls-like games are a really popular genre of stream game, and there's like a subgenre of category viewers for Souls-like games who go into people's chats and try to backseat them. They're like, did you know you can do this and you can get this, and why aren't you doing this, and why don't you have this equipped? And then I can just, I refuse. It's like that fucking picture of Dr. Manhattan from Watchmen, where it's just like, he's just like crushing that guy into like a pile of dust. And it's just like,
Yeah.
I am simply choosing not to do this. Or I already know the location of that item.
Yeah.
Or I already
like,
have beaten this boss before. Or
Because I'm not doing that.
Yeah, exactly. It's so
Because
good.
I'm doing it this way. Oh man. I feel like being a Stardew Valley streamer would make me want to like it would you know what I'm willing to bet that Stardew Valley streamers get told what to do and how to do it all the time. Like I would
being more efficient in Stardew Valley.
I
Oh
think-
my god, why don't you get a life, bro?
Why aren't you playing Stardew Valley the way that I like to play it? I feel like if I were a Stardew Valley streamer, I would end up becoming like a lobbyist for the oil lobby specifically so I could burn the world faster.
Let's just get it all out. Get it all out.
Just
we're
like-
done. We don't deserve to live anymore.
Yeah, just like, come on. Let's get this over with. Let's get this over with. Come on.
I know, it's genuinely, there are some people that are so, and you learn ways to parry that. Like, there are some people who are like, good-natured ribbing is totally fine, right? That's fine. But then there are people where you can very easily tell that they're getting mad that you're not doing what they want you to do. And it's like,
Yeah.
someone rated, I had a couple of things happen recently. Someone came into my stream, I don't know if it was from a raid or whatever, but they were like, you should stop talking. And I'm like, bitch, you should stop listening. You can leave this stream whenever the fuck you want. And then I banned their ass, right?
Right. That kind of thing is so weird. It's so weird
So
to me.
weird.
Okay,
So weird.
if you ever want the most surreal experience in the world, go find like someone who's uploaded a metal track on YouTube, like metal music on YouTube, and sort by new. It is so weird. Like it is always like the weirdest thing, because some people will be like I love beautiful song, this really speaks to me, like I've listened to this for a decade, and then you get people who are like, man, this song is shit.
Yeah,
and it's like,
bad. Why did you
it's
make
like,
this?
It's like
I don't
then
know.
why are you here?
Why are you listening to it?
It's so weird to me that some people choose to live their lives and be like, yeah, fuck you. This person like put time and effort and love and creativity, and it's a labor of love into making this song or this piece of art. I'm gonna comment on it and say, this is bad. You shouldn't make things anymore. Instead of just like moving on with if you don't like it, you could just move on. And like, I mean, I've been mean before. Being mean can be very fun, but you can at least be a little creative with being mean, right?
Mm-hmm. And you know what? It is only right that the people who are the least creative are the ones like nitpicking.
Most judgmental.
Yeah, who are most nitpicky about creative works.
Oh, for sure. 100%. 100%. Like, literally, it's like that, because people who actually are creative know, they get it. They would always be like, even if they didn't like something, they would either say nothing or give constructive criticism about it, right? Instead of just being like, oh, why is this bad or whatever.
Your
it's
humbuckers
crazy.
sound bad. God damn it.
Your humbuckers.
Like Trev has every Trev just posted every kind of comment on a metal song. Good job, dude. Come to Brazil. Yeah, come to Brazil. Yeah. This isn't black metal. Who's watching in 2019? Catatonia did it better. I miss the old vocalist. Your humbuckers sound bad. The bassist isn't even playing. Who's still listening in 2021?
who's still listening. I know every music comment section is the same. It's in that way. It's so funny. It's so funny.
Oh Christ.
It's cyclical. It's a self-contained. YouTube commenters should be put into a cage.
Yeah. It is fucking insane. Oh my god, some of my videos like just end up being so weirdly divisive. My Eve video was weirdly divisive. Where people were like, this is the worst thing you've ever done, combined with holy, like, I'll put it this way. I don't think I've ever had so many people say that a video is objectively bad so many times, nor have I had the word masterpiece appear so much in a comment section.
I know, dichotomy. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just, I think that having a strong reaction one way or another to something is valuable in and of itself, because if, you know,
Right.
a mild reaction is like, yeah, whatever, but like people very strongly, and strong emotions are important. Strong emotions stick with people, right?
Yeah, I would much rather make something that is very good to a small audience than is mediocre to a wide audience.
Honestly, I'd say, honestly, because like there are definitely people who are like very good at doing things that are very broadly. Oh, I disappeared.
You're fine. You're back.
Oh, I'm back. We're so back. There are definitely people who are very skilled at creating content, creating things, art, music, movies, video games, etc., that appeal to as broad an audience as possible, like Lin-Manuel Miranda and, you know, Marvel movies and Disney and whatever, and like that stuff is fine. Some of that stuff can even be really good. One of my favorite movies is Coco, and that's a Pixar movie, and it's a very, very good movie, right?
Yeah. And
it was definitely made for mass audiences, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad. Yeah. But my favorite things are pieces of media that I know are like for someone super specific. Even if I know it's not for me, I'm still like, I love that for you. Like you know, historical dramas set in, you know, the medieval ages. Like I'm like, this isn't for me, but I love that you made it. And the people who this is for probably can't get enough of it, right?
Right. And I think like something can be of great value even if it doesn't appeal to you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like I come back to this point very frequently. Good art doesn't appeal to everyone. It's not for 100%. Everyone. I think that especially like any creative work is that way. Because if you're I think it's especially pronounced in my videos, because if you're not interested, okay, sometimes I can convince people uninterested in a topic to enjoy it, right? To be interested in it. But for me, a lot of my music that is not for everyone, you know, that doesn't have wide appeal, it still speaks to its intended audience. And that's enough. And that's good. Like, that not only is that okay, that's good, and it should be that way. But by that same token, there are bands, like, I think this is most prominent in music, people like saying, oh, I don't like the direction this band has gone in, right? They've gone too commercial, right? They've gone too mass appeal. I've seen a lot of people comment, I've seen a lot of people comment that about Dark Tranquillity. You know, they're old, like they're one of the founding, like they're one of the really early melodic death metal bands. So much so that everyone kind of started aping off of them. And what did they do? They moved on and they started changing. They got even more melodic, right? They had stronger melodic hooks. Their lead vocalist started clean singing alongside his growling. And it's like, is this more accessible? Yeah, absolutely. Is it bad for that? If you ask a lot of metal fans, yes. But I like it. Like, fuck you. I love We Are the Void. Fucking amazing album. Damage Done, also a good album. Does it speak to me as much? No. But for people who don't like it, like there are some people who are metal purists and they just can't handle it when something is made for its own sake and can be enjoyed by a wider audience. And sometimes a creator makes something that they want to make and it also happens to have mass appeal. Like, both can be true. Someone can make something that they earnestly believe in that also has mass appeal. Like, those don't have to be mutually exclusive. Something isn't immediately bad if everyone likes it. Like, fucking Shakespeare was very popular in his time.
Yep. And there are so many people who do fall into the pitfall trap of popular bad, popular means bad, you know, and it's that is also an extremely exhausting mindset to be around.
And you know what? I'm going to point out, right? Like, I'm saying this, and you motherfuckers all know that I'm into the obscure shit. Right? Like, I love the shit that everyone else hates, right? Like, or I'm just like into super niche things that people are not into, right? Like, I feel like I have license to say this. Like, I like some popular things. I like things that are traditionally considered good. I like things that have mass appeal that maybe doesn't have critical acclaim. Fuck. Right? Like, that's fine.
That's your thing. And like, I feel like particularly online, like so many like socially inept people who can't let anything go, who have like really bad, for lack of a better term, engineer brain, are like, I need to prove that you're wrong. I need to prove that you're wrong and that I am objectively correct about something as subjective as art.
There's been a new wave of people saying that art is objective.
God, really?
Have you noticed that
That's
happening?
Crazy. I think so, yeah.
It's
think
been
so.
happening.
I was getting mad. I was getting really mad last night because I was playing songs from musicals and I couldn't tell if people were genuinely, I think that it was like probably a majority of people were just giving me a hard time and being mean. But like, I was playing a song from a musical and I was like, I enjoy this. And like, this is a feel, and like, I still am afraid sometimes to share my real opinion on things if it goes against what I believe is the
consensus
common
opinion.
sentiment, the consensus opinion, right? Like, and so one that I was thinking about last night was the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory versus Charlie and the Chocolate
11 months,
Factory,
Fred.
the Tim Burton
Here's
one
to
versus
another 11 to
the
my
Gene
favorite
Wilder
tea
one.
fanatic.
I like both of them. I like both of those movies, but the general consensus is, oh, the Gene Wilder one is a classic and the Tim Burton version is dog shit. It was one of the worst movies that Tim Burton ever made. It's after he fell off. But I actually kind of really like the Tim Burton version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory because it's a weird movie and the music is actual musical music and it's good.
Right. You know what? And that's fucking valid. Right? Like, you are allowed to like something. Like, you don't have to say that something is like good in its totality to like it. Like, it sometimes I think it is enough for a piece of media to interest you. It doesn't have to be like capital G good to be interesting to you. You're good.
Sammy M says, but Red Letter Media said it sucked. So therefore, because Red Letter Media said it was bad, that means that the movie is bad, right? And I agree. I love Red Letter Media, and I agree with them a lot of their takes on movies, but but they literally do reviews on movies that are bad. And they're like, I like this movie that's bad. I like I like Freddy Got Fingered, even though it's bad, right?
Oh, right. And I think like, and I think that is the value of having people who review movies without scores, right? Because Red Letter Media has no interest in saying whether something is good or bad. They're just saying whether or not they liked something and why. Like, they want to understand why they like something. Or dislike something.
Talk about liking bad things and disliking good things, and it's good. It's a good thing.
Yeah, and it's fine. Like, I think there are some pieces of media that are interesting even if I don't like them.
Yeah.
And are worthwhile for that reason.
Yeah. Like
maybe-
Glup Shido.
Yeah, like Glup Shido. Exactly.
My favorite Star Wars character, Glup Shido, who's getting his own 19-episode, 37-hour-long mega series on Disney Plus
Mm-hmm.
this year. Aren't you guys excited?
Hey, Hina.
Yeah.
Can you believe that we've been chatting for 3 hours straight?
That's Fortnite crazy, bro.
That's fucking nuts.
I know, imagine having a conversation for 3 hours in a row. I have a friend who did a fucking solo just chatting stream for 36 hours in a row without sleeping.
Based.
I do not know how he managed
That sounds
to do
terrifying.
Yeah, have I introduced you to Congo yet?
Is Congo the person that did that?
Yes.
Are you
Congo
sure? Like,
Kokoritsu.
what? Are they an amphetamine streamer? What?
No, so Congo's whole thing as a streamer is that he just wants to, he believes entirely in streaming as a performance art, and all he wants to do is push the limits on certain things. Like, he did the 36-hour no media, he did not watch videos or anything, it was literally just him talking 36 hours straight. He did a stream where he wanted to see how many squats he could do on stream. He did like 6,000 squats on stream or something ridiculous like that. He did a stream where he drank an entire bottle of Jack Daniels just to test his alcohol blood level, and he says he regrets that one the most. He did a stream, he did a month of streams where all he did was drinking streams for like the Onigarashi like holiday thing, which is like, oh, alcohol and sake poison Oni devil stuff, right?
Oh, so he had Only Use Me Blade month.
Yeah, Only Use Me Blade, exactly. He had that. And that's just the sort of stuff that he always does, right? And he is genuinely one of the only streamers I have ever met who is 100% genuinely seriously only in it for the intrinsic love of doing it and streaming and everything that this art form is about, and doesn't do it for, you know, like external validation or money or whatever. He is a fascinating person.
This sounds amazing, and I feel like they're the kind of person you would meet if you went to a bar in Portland and just like struck up conversations with random people.
Yeah, with a stranger. He does give off that vibe. He's very dad-core. He is one of my best and oldest friends in VTubing. I have known him basically since I've started, and he is a great person. I think that you would love to talk to Congo, honestly.
That sounds fantastic. I'm scared. I'm scared of making more friends because I can barely give the ones I know.
Dude.
He's real easy. He's a very low maintenance type person.
Hold on. Hi, Rebek.
Okay.
What's up? Yeah, kitty stream. Yeah? You coming?
Maybe.
You want to come up? Hey there. Hold on. I'm gonna... Like, let's see. You gonna come up? Oh, coming up. Hey.
Travados, Congo has recently deleted every single Twitter post he's ever made. And he has 0 likes on Twitter, and he's following 0 people on Twitter.
Hi.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. Hi there. Yeah? She's crawling around behind my screen right now. Yeah? Yeah? Oh, you want snack? Yeah, that's the snack. Yeah? Meow, meow. Rebek is so chatty.
Meow, let me put my cat on the mic.
Hey, Rebek. Yeah?
He has the LGBTQ board.
Yeah? You think, yeah? Coming to say hi again? Okay.
Meow.
She's gonna eat the wall spaghetti. Gabbro, eat the wall spaghetti. Pull it out.
Go ahead.
Pull the wall
You have so
spaghetti
much
out
to
of the
say.
socket.
Can you hear her?
A little, yeah.
Yeah, you gonna step on my keyboard?
Oh, she's so cute.
Tiao Gabbro but
Oh,
Tiao
those
pet
big
Tiao Gabbro
eyes.
but Tiao pet Tiao Gabbro
Oh,
but Tiao
I'm letting her type. I'm letting her type. This is what Rebek has to say to all of you. Hey. Oh, we're not done. We're not done. Rebek still wants to hang out. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm petting her off screen. Hold on. Let me adjust. Oh, okay. You gotta see this. Got it. Okay, you got it. You gotta see this. Oh, let me see if I can actually do this.
Hidaka, the cats are named after Outer Wilds characters.
Yep.
They're named Gabbro and Rebek.
Yeah. Hey. Oh, biscuits. Oh. Yeah, yeah.
baby!
Oh. Hey. Oh, I'm like no good at holding this. She loves just being held like this. Oh. Okay, bye.
Baby.
Goodbye.
Oh.
The
Baby.
whims of a kitty.
There she goes.
Mm-hmm.
Myoshi. Myoshi Rebek the cat.
Oh,
Little baby.
Rebek is so sweet.
Sweet baby.
Yeah, I will always stop stream for cat. But hey, I think that might be a good cue. Hey, Hina, thank you so much for spending time here.
Yeah! Thanks for having me. It's been a long time. It's been too long since we've gotten to hang out.
Hard agree.
So,
I have
yeah,
missed you.
anytime. I missed you too, dude. I know we both been so fucking busy.
We have,
life
it's
and
true.
The holidays and everything, but we'll definitely hang out again sooner rather than later. And you and Mint need to play Stellaris. I will arrange a play
I'm gonna
date for you
fucking
guys.
I'm gonna fucking
As a
bother her. Oh, I'm
What the
looking
hell?
at I'm looking at who we're going to bother, and I think like
Yeah.
well, I mean, we looked at JT. What if I passed you all off to JT Wusky?
Yes,
for Kitty
JT's
Cam.
streaming right now. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Kona.
Okay. Everyone, thank you for hanging out. Hina, thank you so much for being here. Let's do this again.
Thank you for having me.
I'll
Of
probably
course.
prod you to join me while I'm playing a game or something.
Oh, literally anytime, dude.
Okay. Good. If you're awake or not. Art? Ooh. Let's see. Yeah, we got to do some art, right? Like we got to do the art.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little.
Let me. Okay. Okay. We'll pass you off to JT in a minute. But first,
In a moment.
T-Owl Art. Hashtag T-Owl Art is the place to put it.
Oh.
Let me see. Okay. New stuff. Okay, we got memes. Yeah. Long live Mary and Fredrik, the king and queen of Denmark. Yeah,
Very
that happened
beautiful.
because like the queen is Mary and the king is Fredrik. So like Fredrik Knudsen.
Aww. That's actually really cute.
Yeah. So we're now the rulers of Denmark. You all will suffer under our rule.
Our rule will be totalitarian and absolute.
And this is so cute. Look at what Blue Cloud did. They did they did a heart painting. They did a TL. Okay, hey guys, I think that's just gonna be our raid message. TL heart. If you have a sub. Also, thank you so much to everyone who subbed and resubbed and gave bits. Obviously, you know, when I'm hanging out with someone, it's harder to shout those out. But thank you. I hope that the TTS makes up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have a TL heart, you can do a different heart, even just a regular heart. But that's how we're gonna raid into JT when we do that. Also, can we get a shout out for Hina right now? If you enjoyed Hina is good vibes.
Aw, thank you. I'm a gamer.
Hina's lovely.
I'm the #1 Quest 64 category streamer on
yeah.
Twitch.tv as of right now.
The best.
#1. The only one, but also the best one.
Yeah. Objectively. Viewership means objective goodness.
Yeah. Everybody knows that everyone that is popular is a good person.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh, we have the Starry Feathers sketch page. You ready?
So cute.
Okay, I'm going to we're not gonna be here. Here we go. Oh. Yep, yes, he nuzzled. Oh.
Hina explaining Archie and the real murderer. Oh my
Let me zoom in on that.
Hina explaining Archie X real murderer is so good.
God, I fucking love these sketch pages. Yeah, if I could destroy Western society by sucking dick, I would.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Can you send this to me?
Yes.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I save all of these. I love these sketch pages.
Okay, okay. Here, let me. Is it? You can find it on the hashtag TOWLArt on Tumblr. I'd have to go and get to the right place. Oh my god! It's Gabbro / Rebec with bread. Oh, little bread. There is you giving me the stink test.
Yeah. The stink test.
Aardman presents Nostalgia Critic.
Oh.
We should put theater kids in a cage. Hina, can I confess something to you?
Yeah.
I was a theater kid.
Yeah, me too. That's why I think we need to be caged.
Yeah, it's true. That's
I wouldn't be saying that if it wasn't, real.
We're disgusting. I crave the certainty of steel. Yeah, disgusting. I love this hideous and furred.
Hideous and furred is so good.
Hideous and
Holy
furred is
shit,
so
that's
cursed,
amazing. And all the slow blink. But you guys all kind of got to see, right, how Rebec likes just having her head cradled. You saw she was grabbing my hand.
The biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
It was so
I know I was terrible with the camera, but please forgive me. But yeah, just a very precious moment. And then,
precious moments.
oh yeah, :3C and oh well.
Why are you doing that, colon 3C?
How are you doing that? XD.
XD.
The
What
wiggly.
does this mean?
Oh, and pet the little void. Isn't my cat so cute? I know, right? Also, I'd like to point out that this is Nick. Look at the tails.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, the Mephistopheles form. Yeah. Oh my god. That's so funny.
And I'm definitely in thigh highs, and one of them has rolled down. Oh my god, the fucking detail. Are you kidding me?
The detail is
Hey, Starry.
crazy.
Hey, Starry. You're telling on yourself again.
You're telling us they are, bro.
Mochi knows it. I know it.
Oh my god. self-reporting a little too hard.
Hina, thank you so much. This has been amazing.
Thank you for having me.
Let's do this again. Get the Hina on stream again.
Yes,
I mean, like,
anytime.
literally any stream, any stream we're on together is good, right? Like, I don't think I've ever had a bad stream with you. I've had streams that could get me canceled with you, but I've never had a bad stream with you.
Hey, come on! If it doesn't have a chance of getting you canceled, did you even really stream?
That's fair. Okay, you know what? Valid. Everyone, I leave you in the capable hands of JT Wusky.
Yeah, their model is lovely.
Oh yeah, JT is such a sweetheart. Very big
artistry of
cutie.
it. Yeah. Well, thank you for having me, Fred.
Yeah, and thank you everyone who hung out. And thank you so much for the subs and the bits. Thank you everyone for contributing to the stupid little things I do.
Thank you for hanging out with us today, everybody. It always means a lot.
Missed a bonus piece of art. Shit.
Oh, fuck.
We'll look at it next time. Maybe. Go God. I already said goodbye. It was such a good outro.
Oh no.
Fuck you.
It was such a good outro.
Oh hey. Oh wait. Fine. Here. There. Fuck you. Fuck you. That's all I have to say. Bye, everyone.
All I have to say is fuck you, get out. Bye.
The bald. Fredrik Baldson.
Stop.